Time for the Stanley Cup Finals here for SPNHL. Hi, everyone. TSibs with you, and joining me today is Kozmo, Dietrich, and Pliskin, and we are getting ready for the first three games of the Stanley Cup Final here for Season 28 of the SPNHL, and glad you folks can join us here today. We are about a half hour away from Game 1, and always fun to have three games played, one right after the other, so it's going to be a long but fun evening tonight. Gentlemen, how you guys doing tonight?
I'm doing great. How about you, man?
No, not too bad. So, we those of us who've been looking at the site and looking at the content that Dirty has put in there for us over the playoff stretch have been thankful to have that to look at, because it's been an interesting take on your part, Jake, and what you've been saying about the playoffs so far. And these two teams playing tonight, they've got they just came off of sweeps, and as you note, a different kind of sweep on both sides, the way Ottawa got there and the way the Avalanche got there. But both these teams have played well in the playoffs, and of late probably playing their best hockey to date for both squads.
Oh, yeah. Well, Ottawa has kind of changed around what they've done from the regular season. Like in the regular season, they were known as a very scrappy kind of offensive team. And if you look at games from their schedule, you can see that they were all very high-scoring affairs. And if you looked at their playoff games thus far, a lot of the games have been very low-scoring. Like if you're looking at the last round series against Pittsburgh, Ottawa only scored 7 goals in the series. Wow. They only let up 1 goal, but they only scored 7, which was an average of 1.75 per game. So kind of changing up their strategy, like against their first round series against Tampa Bay, there was like 4 goals at least per game, like for each side, well, with the exception of 1 game, and then having like no more than 3 goals per side in the second round series, the conference finals against Pittsburgh. It's a matter of adjusting, because great offensive teams can win President's Trophies. Like if you look at the NHL, Washington Capitals, perennial President's Trophies winners for the past decade, and then you look at their success in the playoffs, it doesn't parlay. Defensive teams win championships. So Ottawa's adjustment, or like playing a more well-rounded game, I find has gotten them to the Cup Finals. And then Colorado has just been a monster all season long. It's no surprise to see them here in the Stanley Cup, but their great blend of solid shutdown defensive hockey as well as very dynamic offense has carried them throughout these playoffs. They've only lost 1 game so far in the playoffs. Like their record is 8-1, and going into these finals, will they continue that dominance against a rejuvenated Ottawa squad, so to say?
Well, you mentioned defense, and Eggman and Sedin Power have been certainly very important for Colorado in their success this season. And, I've played with Egg before in seasons, quite a few seasons back here on SP. And, he has steadily gotten better and better every season. And it seems like this version of NHL suits him pretty well. Running a team and then having that kind of defensive output from your GM, I think that can also help spread the idea that defense is incredibly important, and I think that's probably been a big help for the Avalanche. They've got good goaltending, and Rancher has been incredibly solid for them, but you like you said, if you've got that solid defensive core back there and good goaltending, that not only does a lot to keep the goals against down, but it also helps your offensive line to feel more confident that they can be up a little more, that they can take a little more of a chance offensively, maybe work the transition game and break out a little bit quicker. So there's a lot of benefits to having a good defense be a big part of why you guys are successful.
Oh, yeah. Like looking at the stats, if you're looking at Sedin Power and Eggman, both of those guys were like plus 46 and plus 54 respectively. Both had very low giveaway numbers in comparison, like, say, other players, and their giveaway takeaway ratios were fantastic. But they both contributed offensively. Like, they both each had more than 25 assists, Sedin Power coming in at 43, and Eggman coming in at 26. This is during the regular season. So seeing how they've been able to set up their forwards from that kind of defensive or their defensive breakout, like starting in their own zone and going to the neutral zone, has been stellar because they've been able to contain offenses. And then you have Rancher backstopping them, and Rancher had a fantastic season winning the Jennings Trophy. I think he should have been in Vezina contention, but when you're playing behind like defense as good as Eggman and as Sedin, it makes things a little bit easier for you.
Right.
Like looking at Rancher with an 81.82 save percentage, one of the, I think, only 4 or 5 like regularly playing goalies to have an above 80% save percentage. If you look at Booch, his backup, he had a 74.13 save percentage.
Right.
So, I mean, actually, that speaks volumes for Rancher, having such a differential in save percentage, playing behind that same stagnant defense. Rancher is an elite goalie, and going into these playoffs, he's been playing a big factor in the games thus far, and I believe he will continue to do so in the finals. And then touching a bit... Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Touching a bit more on Sedin Power and Eggman, like they've kept their penalty minutes to a minimal. They've been able to play the body as well. So they play a very well-rounded defensive game. A lot of people just stick to poke checks and good positioning to take the puck away. But their hits have been wearing down the opposing teams. When they have little energy left, that's when they can capitalize. They've been frustrating teams and taking advantage of poor decisions made by frustrated teams.
And on the other side, let's talk a little bit to Kozmo, who's been able to, again, get himself back to the finals. And I'm not going to delve on what happened 2 seasons ago, but you're back here now. Once again, doing a heck of a job getting a team back here. How do you see this season compared to 26? How do you see this squad? Where do you think maybe you've been able to do a better job, heading up a team and picking the guys that you need to get back here?
There we go. I had to push to talk.
There you go. Okay.
It was different. Like we weren't the President's Trophy winners this season or any of that stuff. I honestly am surprised we made it to the playoffs and the fact that we made it past the wild card is a feat in its own. I would say getting Gomark and Broke Shadow both at the deadline for great deals. I won't go into how one-sided those trades were, but they were great deals, and it really solidified our team, giving us what we were missing. And the difference between this team and last team was we sat in the middle to range all season. Whereas season 26, we were the favorites all season to win the cup.
Right.
So I think that's the difference. Is this team's deeper and more well-rounded, I feel. And I think they can...
I think we lost Kaz there for a second.
I could touch a little bit more on that.
Yeah, let Dirty finish it up. I gotta fix my push to talk.
Okay,
here.
Go ahead.
The turnaround of Gomark coming to the Senators really helped us develop that kind of more offensive and gritty style. Like before, we were a very relaxed team. We were solid defensively and we were okay offensively. Like I remember it was myself, Ransom, Grammy Hands, and A.E. Muse handling the bulk of offense, and we were doing okay, but we didn't have that excellent forward or that like that top scorer that a lot of teams could really use.
Right.
When Mark came, he changed everything around. He brought like a new level of just offensive talent and playmaking ability as well. Like that guy is one of the best playmakers I've ever been with because he finds so many different ways to get you that puck. Like looking at Grammy Hand's stats from the regular season. Where is he here? The guy had 46 goals and 40 assists in his rookie season. I had 39 goals as well, and Mark had 66 assists.
Right.
He was the one doing most of the shooting over in Edmonton. Like he had like 3 points per game on a very weak team. If you look at where Edmonton finished in the regular season standings, I think they were bottom 3 or bottom 4. Mark was one of the highlights from that. And so he transferred that success that he was having from Edmonton into playoff success over in Ottawa.
Right.
Like if we look at how Mark has been doing so far in the playoffs, he's got 21 points in 11 games. He's got a 1.9 points per game ratio, which wasn't as high as I think it was either 3.2 or 3.6 during the regular season. But the playoffs is it's a completely different animal than the regular season. What he's been able to do is make sure that he's making the right plays in the offensive zone and the defensive zone. Because his giveaway and takeaway ratio isn't the best, but when it comes to creating chances, nobody's better than Mark. At least on the SENS squad.
Right. We'll talk a little bit more about the two squads in a minute, but I want to take a little bit of time to talk to Pliskin here. Again, another good season. Another solid, competitive season for SP, and I'm sure that you're pretty satisfied with how things have happened here in season 28. Talk to me a little bit about the ups and downs and how you guys have dealt with all the issues that we've been seeing with this game, and obviously the last couple of days. We'll talk about that in a second. But what's your general takeaway from season 28? How do things work out for you?
Well, 28 was all right. We had the opportunity to expand, which was something we always want to do. We did have a good number of new players who don't quite fully understand how leagues work or how this league works. So we did end up having to bite the bullet somewhat on the availability range. But overall, I think it was good getting those extra teams in there. We'll end up having to probably lower the teams for next season just to get some more availability in. But other than that, things were good. There isn't too many issues with the game itself that we haven't touched on before. As you mentioned, we are having some lag issues now that hopefully won't affect us. But I guess we'll see from there.
Hey, talk a little bit about what you told the teams today about everything that's going on with this lag issue and packet loss. Obviously, over the weekend, there's a lot of talk about that, a lot of issues with a lot of players. I experienced it in net, playing some club games this weekend. It was hit or miss for me. Some of the guys were dealing with it constantly. What did you tell the two teams today about this series and how to handle it?
Well, I personally have not experienced this, so I'm going based on what I've heard. But we decided to let them play. We're going to have them basically be honest about it. If they start the game and it's too broken, they can't move, or if the packet loss is evident,
right, then
each team will be afforded one reset per game. So it's not going to be something they could just do it because they feel a little sluggish, So if they waste their shot, they could end up coming back into even worse games. So we're going to try to keep them honest with at least one goodwill reset per team.
And I know that Jake and Kaz were playing around today. I haven't had a chance to jump on. What have you guys experienced today as far as gameplay? Has it gotten any better than the last couple of days?
I've experienced anger. Like trying to play this game with that much packet loss, like you have an input delay of at least 2 seconds.
Okay.
Like it's brutal. You can get the puck and you can try to pass it. It's like if you're not button mashing R2, you can't pass, or holding R2 down. Like you have to hold it down for at least 3 seconds before it actually gets recognized. Trying to poke check is brutal. Like you have to hold down R1 to enter the defensive skill stick mode in order to actually get a chance at poking the puck off someone's stick or even making a play in the defensive zone. So it'll really affect teams if it's consistent. Unfortunately, it's going to be a huge issue. King Shadow in the chat mentioned that if you do a full reset on your router, it should fix the issue. I've heard of situations where people have done that, and everything has been better. So that's what I encourage people. You got about, 14 minutes to game time? So if you get a chance, reset your router.
Is it the whole game, or is it kind of in spurts?
No, it's the whole game.
Yeah, it's definitely the whole.
And you can notice it right off the start.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, that was
Perfect.
my experience over the weekend, too. I was having bigger issues on Saturday. Yesterday was not too bad in some club games, but there were still plenty of people dealing with it. So, yeah, I wonder how hit and miss it might be tonight. And obviously, I know everyone's been looking around, and I'm sure you as well, Plis. We haven't really seen anything from EA stating that they've recognized anything specific going on. I know that they may have been talking about, not really necessarily being on their end, but it sounds like they're still investigating from what I can tell.
From what I heard was EA said it's not on their end, it's not the internet service providers, but it's a back-end internet issue, and they have no control over it. But we all know how EA is with any issue that involves them. They just place blame on someone else. I played 4 games, 2 with Dirty, 2 before, and it was every other game. One game I was completely fine the whole game. Next game I was in the 60s. Second one with first one with Dirty, I was fine. Then the second one I was in my in the 30s. So, and this was all percentage, and it feels like you're at a 6K ping
Now,
playing.
do you think this happens to both sides at the same time, or is it just affecting one at a time?
That's a really good question. I mean, I've over the weekend I was not playing any teams that I knew people on necessarily or could talk to after the game. So I don't know if it was happening to both teams that were playing. I know that in a few games that I was in, it was not necessarily everybody in the game on my side that was having an issue. So it's a very odd issue that we're seeing. I don't know if it's a matter of how you connect up to the game that determines whether or not you're going to have a problem or not. Since it seems to be more individual than it is whole team, I got to believe it has something to do with that. It has to do with how you get into a room. Maybe I don't know. It's all speculation at this point, but it is. It had been pretty rampant the last couple of days over the weekend. I hadn't heard of any of it on Friday, so it seems like it cropped up at least over the weekend.
Yeah, what was it? Dirty. He was actually kicked for poor team play with it earlier because he couldn't.
Wasn't moving.
You sure that
couldn't win a face-off?
You sure that was a problem with the game, or it wasn't?
I'll never admit the truth, but I couldn't win a bloody face-off. Like, I go for a backhand stick lift to a forehand grip, and I'm just like, okay, I should win this, and my guy doesn't move. It's like, what?
Wow.
Yeah, so like you could go from being in a neutral zone and trying to poke check a guy, and then your guy will lock. Like, no matter what button you press, he's not going to do anything until about 3 to 4 seconds later.
Really?
And then it'll have that lag where it slows down for a bit and then accelerates. You can't control the thing, and you feel like you're on a ride, and it's just frustrating to play with. And it sucks. It's like the worst possible time for it to happen coming into these finals tonight.
Yeah, it's absolutely the worst time right now for this league to have to deal with this. And I know some of the folks in the player chat on the Discord have been saying that it might still be going on, but it might it seems like it's random. It seems like it might just be one person at a time. And maybe that's the case now. Over the weekend, I know it would be a few people within a game, but not the entire team. So. What would even cause that? I've never seen anything in this game or within EA that has shown up that way. So it looks like a new issue as far as I can tell.
Okay, so what shadowed EV on me? He said with a pin game, they might not experience any packet loss because no one actually knows because it hasn't been tested via pin. So there might not be none, via pin. Because no one's tested that. It's only been club and drop-ins so far. But it's been across all EA Sports games, though.
Well, let me ask Pliskin then. Would that be an option for these guys if need be?
Oh, no, pin's the way they're supposed to do it.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I can't see how that's going to make a difference, but if it helps, great. But if it's affecting drop-ins, it should still, in theory, affect pins.
All right, well, we're going to find out soon enough, I'm sure. Here, we are waiting on streams to start up, and once we get one, we'll get it along to you here shortly. We are about 10 minutes, maybe a little less, away from the start of Game 1 here. 3 games set tonight, and the starting lineups that we have, at least for the time being right now in Game 1, for Colorado, we've got Slick, Woy, and Booch up front. On defense is Sedin and Desi and Rancher in net.
Slick and Woy is a terrifying duo.
That is an interesting.
Man.
That is a pretty good line. So I'm interested. I have not seen these guys play together, so it'll be real interesting to see how this, how they do as a group. But obviously, you get this far, you've got a lot of chemistry going. On the other side for Ottawa, Ransom, Gomark, and Grammy. I've seen Grammy play this season a lot more than before, and obviously, from what I've seen, he is a very good team player. Knows his place on the ice, knows where he needs to be, and Ransom's been around for a while, so obviously we've got some veteran players here. Fox and Notorious on defense, and Rod Shadow in goal for Ottawa in Game 1. So those are your lineups for that game, and we'll get this one started shortly. You look at those 2 lineups, guys, and we'll start off with Kozmo because he, obviously he's submitting it. When you look at what you're going to wind up having to go up against Game 1, what's your immediate thought about the first thing that you guys need to do to be successful in Game 1?
I'll be straight honest with you. I didn't even look at what they had out. I looked at my availability and then just put it in. I talked to the goalies of what games that they wanted. They talked to each other, and this is the games that they agreed upon. So, and I just kept it that way. Didn't even look to see who they were playing against. We all knew what Colorado was capable of, and they know what they got to bring to the table. So,
how about you, Jake? What do you think about this first game matchup?
Well, putting forth our best line in Ransom, Grammy, and Mark is, I think, the best thing we can do right now. It'll set the tone for the series. And, we talked about the offensively dangerous duo of Wojtek, I have no idea how to pronounce that guy's name, and Two Slick. Those guys are a very dynamic duo. Ransom and Mark have such great chemistry on ice together. Those guys, they play as smaller players, but they power through. Actually, Ransom might play as a grinder, but Mark and Ransom know a way to power through offenses, and that'll really set the tone early. We need a gritty forecheck against the Avalanche if we want to really do anything. We need to get the puck in deep, and then we have to make creative and quick passes from there. You have to play very smart. If you're in the Colorado defensive zone, that's basically like running along an electric fence. If you're on top, if you fall down, you're gonna get shot, or you're gonna get shocked. And they're just such a tight defensive squad that the only way I think Ottawa can really circulate the puck in that zone is just being patient. But when the opportunity is there, you got to take advantage of it. Make that, I know I'm kind of contradicting myself here, but be patient. And when the opportunity opens up, quickly take advantage of that.
Well, we'll hopefully get this game going soon. We are about 5 minutes away. We'll hopefully get a stream from somebody very soon. We got a few guys streaming tonight, so stick around here. We'll have the game live for you. Again, TSibs, Kozmo, Dirty, and Pliskin here calling the action tonight for games 1, 2, and 3. And, of course, we'll be back at the very least for game 4 tomorrow night. And then if need be, 5 and 6, and we'll go from there. But
I won't be able to compensate game 4. I'm in.
You're in the.
I'm at right wing that game. I got whole loads of pressure on me. Because game 4 could very well be an elimination game for one of these teams.
Well,
if they follow the pattern of the conference finals, at least.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting how you get on in a series and you expect there to be stronger matchups towards the end, and you're looking for a 4-2, 4-3 series, and The funny thing is, in these competitive leagues, you don't see it that often. You'll see tougher matchups in the first 2 rounds than you will in the semis and in the cup finals. And I don't know what that is attributed to. I don't know if it's just guys are just tired at that point, and if you're down 2-0, it's hard to come back and feel motivated for the next 2 games. But sometimes it's been my experience in these finals that you wind up having to really struggle to get a couple of wins if you're down early.
Well, yeah, like looking at the conference finals, having Minnesota in there, I mean, I about Minnesota having such a great draft at the beginning of the season and then kind of not living up to expectations so much throughout the regular season, in Colorado kind of just controlling the league. Having them sweep Dallas is very interesting, because I thought with the 4 horsemen, as I like to call them, in MJ Vol, Dirty-Dietrich, Esvik, and Entry, like I thought those guys were going to the conference finals for sure.
Sure.
They were a dangerous, 4 pairing, but then Sudsy and Hardy Sauce exploding in that their first round matchup, and then sweeping Dallas. I think that's one of the biggest surprises of the playoffs thus far. It's like that first round game, but they put so much effort into that 4 games, and then you go from Dallas, a very offensive based team, like high risk, high reward team, going against Colorado, who's just a completely different play style. I think they adjusted so much to Dallas's play style, they couldn't change and adapt to playing against Colorado, which is why Colorado is sweeping them in 4 games. Like we touched on earlier, defense wins championships.
Well, we've talked about this in the past as well, and I think this is something that is inherent upon any league like this. You can do all different kinds of matchups during the season. You've got all different players, and you can move lineups around and mix and match. But when it comes down to the playoffs and you're in a 7-game set, that's where the matchup really is important, and that's where the chess game really happens. And I've seen series lost just on the fact of who's starting game 1. Do you take the chance in putting out your best lineup right away, or do you hold off and try and match up a little bit differently, try and take advantage? It's the strategy of what lines to put out and who to put out more, and it can be you can get these series to end in 4 games if that line is doing really well, but just the opposite, if they're struggling the first couple of games to get themselves back into it, especially tonight, to get yourself back into a game 3 after you've struggled for 2 in a row, that's where it can really backfire on you, and all of a sudden your guys are struggling to try and win a game. They're in game 3, and they're not happy with how things have gone the first 2 games. How do they react to it? So, the strategy of who to put out there in these first 3 games is it's a little more interesting than probably people realize, just because it could set your team off really well, or you could really be struggling and find yourself down 3 games to nothing. At the very least, you hope and pray that you at least take 1 game, so you got something to build on for Tuesday night. And so the strategy, it can be a little tricky in these first few games.
Well, that's what happened in our first round matchup against Tampa Bay. Went 7. We only won 1 game that Monday night, and came back out on Tuesday and won 2 out of the 3. So winning 1 game could mean put you between moving on, or, well, for here it'd be winning that hardware, or going home empty.
Yeah, I mean, and we've definitely seen that, right, guys? I mean, we've seen teams that get out to an early lead, and whether or not they can sustain it, feel like they go away Monday and feel like they almost already have it won, and then all of a sudden the other team can come back and get right back into this.
Like you've seen in the finals happen before, a team can go up 3 wins and then get reverse swept and lose the cup.
Yes,
I heard that.
I didn't say that quiet enough?
I tried not to bring that up, I swear, Kaz. It wasn't my fault.
That old horse just keeps crawling back up.
Well,
what I'll say is, it's not the first time, and it won't be the last. Just hopefully it's the only time with me.
It absolutely can be. Yeah, it's a tough one, but yeah, I mean, the way the games are laid out here, and having to play 3 right away, somebody's going to be down. That's the interesting part of this. It's not like we're seeing 2, and so there could be a split, and then tomorrow's like the restart of the series. Someone's going to be down 2-1, 3-0. And then and in a way it's good that you get a break because it gives you a chance to regroup. Once you start going downhill on the same night, that can really not, no pun intended, that can really avalanche down and be a problem. Well, all of a sudden you just can't stop the slide. And at least if you do lose 3 tonight, you do have a chance to regroup and maybe come back tomorrow. And I think that's the interesting part of it, is whether or not the team that's down after tonight comes back and plays better and is ready to go tomorrow night, one way or another. So it's an interesting setup the way the way the playoffs are set up here, just because I think it can really be a test of whether or not your team's got character to stay in it.
I get the Avalanche puns. I get it.
There you go.
It was great. I'm going to say something very interesting here. I think the biggest games in this series will be Game 3 and Game 5, because Game 3, the last game tonight, that team's going to have the momentum going into tomorrow.
Right.
And then tomorrow, say if there is a Game 5, I think whoever wins Game 5 will end up winning the series. Because your Game 5, that's technically either the 4th or the 3rd win for one team.
Right.
And you have, you're 1 away from winning the cup. You're so close, and the other team feels an extreme amount of pressure. And pressure can either turn garbage into diamonds, or it can turn diamonds into dust.
Well, it's, you go down 3-2 with 1 game left to go on Tuesday night. And, it all depends too. Like if you were up 2-1 and all of a sudden you lost 2 games in a row Tuesday night to start out, that's that slide. Can you stop it before Tuesday night is over and force a Game 7? And that's where you got to have guys in there who understand that let's just go 1 win at a time. We get ourselves to Game 7 if we just take this Game 6. Teams are gathering right now. Looks like the Senators are almost ready, and hopefully we'll get this game underway shortly. Again, TSibs, Kozmo, Pliskin, and Dirty here with you tonight for games 1, 2, and 3. We'll be back tomorrow night for at least a Game 4. And
I'm going to channel my inner John Madden throughout the games tonight.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
It's going to be entertaining. Let's just say that.
Okay. Let me. Can you do it, John Madden?
I wish I had just Frank Caliendo soundboard clips at this point. Remember when he was Mad TV?
Here's a guy.
So here's a guy who's going to be on the ice tonight, and if he plays a couple minutes on the ice, he's going to touch the puck a couple times, and maybe after he touches the puck, it might go to somebody else's stick.
Yeah, that's the kind of incredibly obvious stuff you would hear from Madden. So that was good. That was pretty good. That was not bad.
Thank you. I'll give myself a 6 out of 10 on that one.
That might be a little generous.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I'll let it get a rank of 1 at least, but
there you go. At least it's up there.
Hey, we're finishing up season 28 here, but while we're waiting for the teams to get going, Pliss, what's the timeline for season 29, just in case people aren't recognizing it on the site? What's going on for next season?
oh Lord, is that close already, isn't it? Well, this round will be about a week. So given that, we expect to start the rookie showcase tournament the following week, if not the week after, depending on what registration's at. I might extend it an extra week for registrations. But beyond that, I expect to see, I believe on the 4th or the 11th, we'll be dropping the puck.
All right, really? So that quickly? Okay.
June.
June,
Sorry,
right?
yeah, June.
Yes.
Yeah, June 4th or 11th, based on what we need.
And now, is there a Canadian holiday going on right now?
There is. There is one right now. It shouldn't affect anybody. I don't believe it's not really a big one.
We've got
but-
Memorial Day in America next Monday, so that's a long holiday weekend. But the season will be over. It'll be ending just before that. So that doesn't affect anything, which is nice.
Plus, we'll be crunching the numbers, picking out who wins the Conn Smythe, the Hart Trophy. Did I say trophy?
Yeah, I think you did. Well, I was going to let it go, but that's
okay.
fine. That's fine.
Hey, you know what? You got to catch your own mistakes sometimes.
Looks like Ottawa's got everybody in here, so hopefully they've sent the invite. Hopefully we will get a game going here shortly.
Going. That'd be nice. I mean, if we are doing a Stanley Cup Finals broadcast, having a game might be helpful.
It looks like both teams are ready, and it looks like it is Ottawa. Ottawa sent, and now they're about ready to go. So both teams are there. We're going to give you a feed here shortly as the teams line up. It looks like everybody has gotten in there. Okay, we'll get you Ransom's feed here, as he was kind enough to get us in here. And looks like everybody's in, about ready to go. And we will get this game underway for you. As you see, the lineups as we announced them: Gomark, Ransom, and Grammy up front, Fox and Notorious on defense, and Broad Shadow going for Ottawa. On the other side, looks like we still have Slick, Boy, and Booch up front, Desi and Sedin on defense, and Rancher in net. So teams are just about ready to go.
Desi on defense is going to be interesting because it's usually Eggman and Sedin handling the defensive responsibilities.
Right. Which I found interesting, and that's that may be their lineup the whole night. So not sure why Egg isn't in here tonight.
Maybe it's that Canadian holiday.
Yeah, could wound up screwing a lot of people tonight, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how seriously the Canadians take this holiday. So,
Victoria's Day is a very
they take it seriously enough to get hammered, but for the representation of the holiday, nobody gives a shit.
Okay.
Wait. So, am I the only Canadian in here?
No.
Oh, Plisk, you're Canadian too?
You know it.
Nice.
Shadow has requested you only refer to him as Shadow.
Shadow?
So your word. Yeah,
Okay.
for Shadow.
Shadow.
Make it easy on you.
That's fine. That's fine by me. And again, good goaltending matchup tonight. I mean, I always look at that as a goaltender. I always like to see who's in there. If there is one consistency that you'll see in teams in a final matchup, you tend to see at least one hot goaltender who's been playing incredibly well in the playoffs. And, you usually will see another goaltender. The second guy has played incredibly well as well in the playoffs and is on a bit of a hot streak. I think that's where you can lose a game if you don't have a second goaltender who is experienced in this kind of situation and who has been playing well of late. You can lose a game very quickly that way.
I'm looking at a comparison of Rancher and Shadow in the postseason so far, and Shadow has played 9 games. He's won 6, lost 3. He's riding an 82.46 save percentage, and he has 3 shutouts thus far. Rancher, so far, 6 games played. I don't think that's accurate, but out of those 6 games played, he is riding a very similar save percentage at 82.69. He's had 6 wins as well, and he's had 1 shutout. So it's a very even matchup here.
Game underway now, and Colorado breaking out of their own zone. Booch has it. Looking to set up in the corner. Knocked off the puck by Notorious, and he tries to take out. Good hit there by Slick. He gets it back. Point shot by Sedin goes wide and out of the zone. Good steal there by Grammy. He holds on to it, waiting for the rest of his teammates to show up. Now everyone's in the zone. Good defensive play. Nice breakup by Sedin. He tries to get it to Desi. Gets it out of the zone now. The other way comes Booch. Boy holding. Can't find a good opening for a shot. Now Ransom puts one on net. Good save by Shadow as he is able to cover up and hold.
Shadow's been lights out in the net for the Sens all these playoffs, so having him have that trend going very early in the game.
Yeah, it looks like we have a pause on the other side, so it doesn't look like Ransom's got any issue. We just saw him look at his network performance, and he's okay, but I'm wondering if there's a problem on the other side.
Let's take a look into the chat now, see if there is any mention of it.
It looks like we're still going. I don't see anybody that is disconnected, but it doesn't mean someone isn't having a problem, so hopefully we'll try and find out what happened there, why a timeout was called this early in the game.
Yeah, all the players are on the ice. Everything seems to be all right. As you mentioned, Ransom didn't report any packet loss, so this game continues.
Now in the corner, fought for, puck out front and loose, and good cover up by Rancher. Typical puck bounces we see in this game happening as usual. Now Desi controlling. Booch. Round back, picked up. Little disconnect there between Slick and Roy. Notorious tries to get it out, but he can't get it past Booch. Still fighting in the corner. Tough grinding going on, and now Ransom back the other way. Fox dumps it in. Halfway through the first period, no score here in game one.
The board is used a lot in this game, and by these teams especially. Like, the Senators playing that scrappy offensive style, keeping the puck down low. It seems that Colorado is playing like that as well, as we saw earlier. But sometimes that can lead to a misconnection. Like, as you mentioned, Roy getting stuck behind the net, bumping into his teammate there. It's a very dangerous place to be, but it can also be very rewarding.
Penalty going to be called now on Colorado as the Sens get the first power play of this game. We'll see if they'll start this up a bit.
Do you have a stat on what power play percentages were for both teams versus PK?
Yep. Looking at it right now. The Senators in these playoffs so far. Oh, here, hold on. I went to the the conference standings.
Is no good. Rancher able to cover that one up. It's been slow going a little bit here early in this game, a little bit tentative. Game one, it's not a big surprise. You don't want teams to, you know, they are going to be a little bit slow about what they're doing here. Now, looks like Sedin doesn't have a stick. He's trying to play here. Maybe, oh no, he does have one. It looked like he was missing a stick there for a second.
Checking in now, Ottawa's power play percentage in this postseason so far is 18.2. They are 4 for 22, but their penalty kill percentage, they are 1 power play goal against and 14 penalty kills, the 92.9 percentage. They might have the special teams advantage against Colorado, who only has a 50 penalty kill percentage and a 47.1 power play percentage.
Slick not able to take advantage of a partial break there. Now the Sens, who just failed on that power play attempt, now get it back. Good opportunity in front, and it looked like Sedin got a stick on that one. Booch.
That was going in for sure.
Shot is blocked. Picked up again. Booch in the corner tries to get it out front for a Slick. Puck is still loose on the doorstep there of Shadow, but he covers it. Another penalty coming up against Colorado. Ottawa going on the power play. 1:25 left to go in the first.
The Avalanche have been incredibly disciplined throughout these playoffs so far, before this game only taking 4 penalties in the 9 games they've played.
Point shot is partially deflected from Fox. Puck loose. Ransom able to hold it in. And now Desi finally able to get it out. 30 seconds left to go in the first period. And Colorado playing keep away. Able to dump it out again. Almost hooking up with Slick there on the other end. And as the final seconds tick away, maybe one more shot for Ottawa. Fox gets one off, but a save there by Rancher, and We go scoreless in period number 1 here of game 1. Ottawa and Colorado 0-0. And as we mentioned, guys, I think the play's been kind of tentative and a lot of neutral zone play. And even on the power play, it's not a lot of great opportunities, but a couple of good saves there by Shadow. Kept Ottawa at 0-0 with Colorado. No shots for Ottawa, as you see. 2 for Colorado, so not much offense going on just yet.
Well, what I noticed is Colorado likes to use that, I guess, 2 slicks boards. He breaks out way up the ice, forcing Fox to sit back and cover that instead of letting Fox play up in the offensive zone.
Yeah, this is the fear portion of the 12-step program.
You want to talk about fear? On the back of Shadow's jersey, it says, "God help me."
Both teams know the other team's there for a reason. They don't want to make that first mistake, so the first period or 2 is probably going to be really slowly done.
Good play in front, almost a good opportunity for Slick, but now kept in. And now good play by Grammy.
Ooh.
Puck is loose in front, right on the doorstep there, but not able to do anything with it.
I think these teams need to just start shooting the puck more. A lot of them, they're looking for passes. They're looking for the passing plays for like really high scoring chances. But sometimes you just need to get that puck on net. Someone can be there, and this game is full of weird bounces. So getting the puck on the net might be the best plan for one of these teams at this point.
Good backhanded shot by Woy, but a great save by Broad, able to stop that one. Really a goal that was waiting to happen.
Yeah, kicking that pad out and being able to clear the puck out of his pressure on. He's been playing like that all playoffs, so he's been making big saves at big times, and this game is no exception thus far.
Puck loose in the neutral zone. Colorado trying to start out with it. Woy gets tripped up. There's going to be a penalty
is that
here.
2 trips?
That was a very theatrical trip. So
almost looked like a bowling alley down there, and all the pins.
First power play for Colorado in this game. Good save there off the point shot. Now cleared out. Avs start out. Offsides there.
Desi and Sedin have been a very effective team at the point thus far, generating quite a few offensive opportunities and holding it down defensively.
Desi controlling. Back down to Booch inside for Woy. Good defense play there. Grammy helping out. Now back to the point. A good slot shot by Sedin. And he gets Colorado on the board first.
It almost looked like Shadow picked that with his glove for a second, but it ended up just slipping underneath it.
I thought he had it, but you know this game, you play a little bit behind. Another Ottawa penalty now coming up. You sit too deep in that net, and they're not very forgiving in this game, unfortunately. So obviously Ransom is taking a penalty. We're going to switch over and take a look at Sedin's feed.
It'd be nice to have a different perspective. Colorado's been very dangerous on their power play throughout these playoffs so far, so getting that goal, and they may have a chance for another one here if Shadow covers.
Good quick shot by Woy, but Shadow on it. Now the Avs start again. Inside, another good pass by Woy.
The one-timer is definitely Colorado's strong suit all season, so being up a man is not going to make things easy for Ottawa.
Slick gets off a shot blocked. Roy controlling. 30 left on the power play. Back to the point, another great shot, but a beautiful save by Shadow. Colorado one more opportunity as the penalty is finally over. Now in front, dangling with it, and a good opportunity there. Just not able to get to Roy, and he finds Booch open on the left side for Colorado's second goal here halfway through the game, and the Avs up 2-0 now. Now back the other way, Ottawa trying to get something going. Pass in front, a little dangerous. And held onto there. Picked up. Puck is loose in front. Now taken by Mark. Can't find Grammy. Had him in the slot, but the pass goes past him and all the way down. SENS start out again. Colorado controlling. Able to just get it out. That's an offside. Not much happening for Ottawa on this opportunity. Goes by the boards. Booch starts out. Puck loose, and now the SENS start out. Good play in front. Roy. Sorry, it was. Yep, it was.
That was Mark.
Yeah, it was Mark. I'm sorry.
Great power move to the center, getting it by Rancher.
Yeah, having a little problems with figuring out where Roy was going to go with that. Rancher came off the post just enough so that Roy was able to get it home.
Oh, chaos in front of the net.
Mark, I'm sorry, Mark getting it home. Now Grammy starts out, dumps it in. Coming down to 2 minutes left to go in the second period. Ottawa just getting on the scoreboard.
Oh, nice jump, Deke.
You don't see that often. Good hit.
Oh, what a hit.
Some community knuckle sandwiches.
Mm-hmm.
The opportunity in front.
Oh.
Great
Roy
defense.
not able to do anything with it. He was right there on the doorstep.
That could have been a very costly turnover for the SENS.
In front.
Oh.
Shot by Grammy. Good pass by Mark, but held on to by Rancher, and the last couple of seconds will tick off here. Ottawa with maybe one more chance off the face-off. Shot is blocked, and that'll be the end of two.
Grammy is lethal from that right side. Good save by Rancher, keeping his team in the lead by one.
Couple of good saves in this period by both goaltenders, and neither one of them can be necessarily blamed for the goals that scored in this one.
No, definitely not.
And so we've got 2-1 after two here, game one. And we assume nobody's having any major issues. We haven't seen any discussion of that happening. Ottawa only 3 shots on goal. Colorado 10 at this point. And as you see, the Avalanche.
That's to be expected from Colorado is to outshoot pretty much everybody all season. Ottawa's just got to be patient and take advantage of their opportunities, as we saw Mark did earlier.
That power move is not something you see too much. Like, a lot of people try to go with the pass or try to cycle it around. So taking the puck straight to the net, that might be a good move going forward if Ottawa want to get back in this.
Third period starting now. You see Colorado with the face-off lead of 13-7 in this one, and that too can be an advantage. Booch fighting with Notorious in the corner, now out the other side. Fox upright to Grammy, and he'll start out. Avs start out. Nice opportunity there. Able to get it quickly out of their own zone, but now an offside.
Grammy is very good bringing the puck through the neutral zone on that right side. Couldn't make anything happen with it there at the dump along the boards, but he's very creative, and he can dangle you into next week.
Sends back in. Point blank shot.
Oh.
Good opportunity for Mark, but Rancher held his ground. Now back the other way. The Sens. Good pass over to Booch, and he slams it home. And Colorado now up 3-1.
That one-timer is the bread and butter of this Colorado team.
It really is. It really is. I think 90% of their goals this season were that format. I think if Ottawa wants to keep in the series, they're going to have to start watching those instead of the shots.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't shoot. They won't shoot.
Oh, the spin move. That could have been a highlight reel goal. And back to the point for that one-timer again.
You're using their point shooters a little more than you typically see in this game, and I think that can be an advantage if you do it right. Pass out front, blocked off. Nice play by Sedin to stop Mark from going anywhere with that one. Now Booch tries to get it back to Desi, but he misses him, goes all the way down the ice. Good hit there, nice play by Mark. He gets it in front. Good pass off to Grammy, but a nice save by Rancher. Now back the other way come Colorado.
Do you think because Rancher's been watching the one-timer in the offensive zone all season, he's managed to shut down those of opponents?
Could be. It did look like he was halfway across the ice before the pass came.
And a great pass from Roy to Slick. And Colorado now up 4-1.
That cross crease, not seen too often in SPNHL that I've seen. A lot of times it's like the one-timer or some guy just breaking in on a breakaway, break it to the offense. A lot of weapons in the arsenal of this Colorado team.
Trying to find Slick again on a break, but Ottawa starts back with it. Grammy. Good blue line stance there by Colorado. They are not letting them get in easily.
That blue line defense is so stagnant.
If it's played right, it can really kill an offense if they don't know how to get past it.
Mm-hmm. Like you saw right there. Ransom get forced into the corner, and then he gets checked by, I believe that was Sedin Power?
Yep. He's had a good game defensively. Sedin has done an awful lot back there.
Mm-hmm.
Been playing the man well and not letting guys get by him too often.
What Ottawa needs to do now is they need to work that kind of dump and chase, because look at the positioning at the lines. Like, they're forcing them to the outside, and it's making it very hard for the Sens to get the puck into the middle.
Oh,
Mark tries a wrap. He can't. Now out of position. And a good opportunity for Fox, but he missed the net. A wide open side of the net, and Fox could not connect. Good try, though.
Yeah, that's a heartbreaker.
Now Grammy's able to get in. Puck is still loose. Now it's out of the zone. And the Sens start back in. Mark in the corner. Gets it out front. Ransom. Now good pass off to Grammy, but that shot was a save. Mark. Puck is loose. Pushed aside by Rancher. Grammy in front, and Rancher gets a glove on it. Was off the post again, but the glove reaction was there.
Those sharp angle shots by Grammy hands, like, they can really test a goalie. We saw Rancher let in one like that on his left side. That was the only Ottawa goal thus far, and he's managed to shut that side down ever since.
Face-off brings it out of the zone again. Minute to go now, and another offside for the Sens. They have really struggled at that blue line, and now we're going to get a fight. But at that blue line, they're either getting the puck knocked off their stick, or they've been called for 3 or 4 offsides just like that.
Another thing I've seen is they've gone to Grammy hands a lot for that breakout into the zone. Ottawa has adjusted, and if you've seen, they've had 2 guys preparing for the breakout.
Well, Colorado well on their way to a victory here, up 4-1 in game 1.
As we could tell, Grammy not too happy about that.
Yeah, don't think so.
As he's being heckled. Some clearly questionable face paint.
Well, if they worry more about the gameplay and then less about the graphics, we'll be happy with that. And we did have somebody with a well, actually, we had a fight, so we do have a compy player on there now. Opportunity in front, but Slick not able to get control of it. Now back the other way comes Ransom. His shot is blocked.
In before the computer player gets a hat trick in 25 seconds.
The icing waved off. Looked like it was going to be an icing, then they waved it off. Good save there by Shadow as he tries to keep the play going. Slick out front. Now another shot goes wide. Come down to the last few seconds of this third period, and Colorado about to take a 1-0 game lead in this best-of-7 championship.
We've got a penalty first.
One last late penalty here.
They just got to up that PK percentage just a little bit, I guess.
And that's it. Final horn sounds, and the Colorado Avalanche have taken game 1 4-1, going up 2-0 in this game.
I talked about Booch's versatility in the Stanley Cup Finals preview, and he shines here, putting up 2 goals after he had a very impressive series last round against the Minnesota Wild. So he's hot right now.
It looks like Ottawa picked up the pace a little bit compared to Colorado in that third period, although Colorado putting up 3 goals though.
Yeah, Ottawa definitely had come back and played a better game. They slowed down the offensive pace of Colorado. Their shots on goal, only 14, and I think they were 12 after 2 periods, so not a lot of opportunities. They played a little more defensively, but still able to put up 2 goals in this period. They started off the scoring with Sedin off of a nice setup for him on a blast, getting Colorado up 1-0 in this game. And then in the second, Booch put him up 2-0. It was Ottawa finally getting back a short time later with a goal from Gomark to make it 2-1 Colorado. But then in the third, Booch with a second from Slick at 3:18 to make it 3-1. And then Woy from Slick and Desi at 8:58 for the final tally to make it the 4-1 final for Colorado. Shots on goal, as you see, 14-8 in favor of Colorado. The time of attack, couple of minutes, about 2.5-minute difference in favor of the Avs. And passing on their side, several penalties by both teams, and Colorado able to capitalize on one of those power plays in this game. And face-offs there did even out towards the end, 15-12 in favor of the Avalanche. So a tale of a couple of different periods in this game where it was really Colorado's play in the second period that got them where they needed to be. And certainly, Ottawa was able to figure out a few things later, but it took them a little bit of time to get there. And unfortunately, it was too late. The Avalanche had already done their damage, and Ottawa did come back for that first goal, and it looked like maybe going into the third they get some momentum, guys, but it just didn't work out that way. They couldn't keep it going come the third period, and it looked like they were a little lost offensively there in that third.
Yeah, they did seem to lose a bit of the steps that they were taking in that second period. I think a big turning point in the game was Fox missing that open net on the one-timer. Like going back and looking at that, if they scored that, that could have rejuvenated the Senators' offense. But I feel like that was just a very disappointing moment for the team.
Going back, Shadow had sent me a picture of his, connection. No packet loss, but he's averaging almost 100 ping. Like he's spiking in there. I sent you guys a pic in the Discord here, showing you.
Huh.
So that might have affected how the goalie played. Even though he still played great, made some great saves, both goalies did, but that might have had an effect in possible saves he could have made.
That sounds like the typical. I mean, that sounds like the typical issue that we would normally see, where it could be what people like to talk about with a West Coast connection. You know, that's what it sounds like. If he wasn't experiencing major issues where he's making a move on his controller and 2-3 seconds later it happens, then he's not experiencing the same issue that we've been seeing the last couple of days. I mean, that's how bad that packet loss was affecting guys. It was just so brutal that you couldn't even play a game, and hopefully that's not what he was experiencing. Judging by the way he played and the way both goaltenders played, I don't think either one of them had a connection issue, because they certainly reacted well on quite a few saves on both sides. So, but yeah, I mean that kind of connection could pose a little bit of an issue. I mean, you guys know in net, a fraction of a second here and there can be a problem, and if it did affect them that way, it's unfortunate, but it is something we see in this game a good deal.
I've seen some of those World Gaming Tournament things, and those guys show the pings that one. And I would love to play some goalie at 1 millisecond ping, see what it's like.
Yeah, it would be nice.
Since they're playing on a local area network, I think they're playing on a local area network.
Probably.
They wouldn't be experiencing like any lag. Have you guys been watching any of that NHL WGC?
Yeah, I saw the ones for where they were in the Europe area. I watched those ones. But those were the only ones. I didn't catch the Canadians or the U.S. I think the U.S. ones are in Connecticut. But hopefully I can catch the ones in Vegas. Those will be cool to see. See everybody go against each other. See who's really top dog at versus, I guess.
Yeah, these guys are absolutely nuts. They make me want to play the versus mode again.
Lineup for the next game. Again, I think we have pretty much the same lineup from what I understand in game number 2 that we saw from. Let's see. That we saw from Colorado in game 1. I think it's going to be the same. Pretty much the same lineup of Booch, Woy, and Slick, Desi and Sedin, and Rancher and net. So let me just want to double check that. But yeah, it certainly looks like that's going to be the case.
Yeah, that is the case. Eggman told me his lines for all three were Booch, Woy, Slick, Desi, Sedin, and Rancher.
Well, if they played like they did that first game, then it's going to be very tough for the Ottawa in these next 2 games.
Well, hopefully we'll be getting this game underway shortly. Again, Colorado with the game 1 win over the SENS, 4-1. Couple of goals by Booch. Good play, and again, Booch and Woy are guys that I've seen play once or twice. I've seen Slick a lot more, but as a line, these guys certainly have some good chemistry. I think we saw that tonight. The passing, the one-timers, understanding where you need to be in place for the one-timer. I think that goes to tell you that these guys certainly have played it out and know where they are as far as where they're supposed to be for the passes. Whenever you see a line do that and do it as quickly as they've done it, that's experience, and I think guys kind of laugh a bit about practice, but man, if you get enough time in with a couple of guys on your line, it makes that much of a difference, and it's noticeable when you see something like that happen.
Oh, it's always noticeable, man. Just knowing how and when to create a lane for each other is important. you don't play with each other. You're just kind of guessing, trying to force things, and giving up and doing it yourself.
But yeah,
The thing I really liked about Colorado's offense that game is that they were trying to go down low quite a bit in the first period. When they started using the point a lot more and opening things up and going to, like, say, the top of the face-off circles, that's when their offense started to click.
It felt like they were bringing them low to draw the D back to them to open up their D for the one-timers.
Yes, very much so.
Their entire strategy was pulling the D, the players away to create those opportunities for their defensemen.
They did, and they did it very well. Ottawa collapsed, and they left like the top half of the offensive zone open, and that's where they capitalized.
What do you think they got to do, man to man? Like, how would you stop that? I mean, goalie can start cheating, but that can only buy you so much time.
A man-to-man approach is definitely good. Also, be weary of the slot. Like, they were all collapsing down low, and they were leaving the slot wide open. They need to have one, maybe even two guys in that slot because of the passing lanes and just how good the Avalanche are at getting the puck to one another and setting up that one-timer. Because if you say you had – who was playing wing? Say if you had Two Slick down on the left-hand side, he could go top right over to Desi, or he could go on the right side over to either Booch, which we saw happen a couple times that game, or Roy.
Uh-huh.
So there's two different lanes. I mean, if you have one guy there, you can cover one, maybe both of them. But having another guy pressuring him down low, instead of two guys down low and none in the slot, have one guy down there, one in the slot, taking away both of those lanes.
Well, this is, it's when you're in the finals, it's hard to, you're kind of changing things on the fly. During the week when you're playing your games, you can maybe take time between games, take time even between weeks to work on some things to try to address certain issues because you're addressing team issues as opposed to how am I going to play against this line or against this specific team. That's the tough part about these short series, especially when you're playing 3 games in a row on 2 consecutive days. You don't have a lot of time to figure things out. You've got to figure out something on the fly almost immediately, and that's one of the bigger challenges of a series like this. You've got to figure out what do we need to do. Like you said, how are we going to cut down the passing lanes? What kind of configurations do we do man on man? How do we keep them so that this is not a situation where they're getting as many one-timers as they get, and you've got to do it incredibly quickly because you don't have a lot of time to adjust.
The thing is that Colorado has the – go ahead, Pliskin.
Yeah, you don't want to over-adjust either, right? You don't want to start creating other areas that they're going to exploit because, you know what I mean? Like, so it's a tough thing, and you start to panic. You're going to start seeing issues where there isn't issues, and that's usually what ends up being your downfall.
Yeah, it can be a huge downfall, but what Colorado is doing is, like, they're sticking to their guns. They're playing like they have all season. Looking at that score, 4-1, if you look at their regular season stats, they had an average of, I think, just under 4 goals per game, and I think only 2 goals against average, which is insane. Like, if you're looking at SPNHL, if you're looking at NHL playing with a human goalie, I think most human goalies like goals against average. They're looking at 2.5 to 2.75. Rancher keeping it at 2 all season. He's just been playing incredible. But he has that team in front of him who have their style, they have it down packed, and no one's been able to solve it.
We're going to get Shadow on here shortly. Talk to him a little bit about Game 1 here as the teams are getting ready for the next game, about to start here in a minute, and we'll get him on here shortly to talk about Game number 1.
It looks like the SENS side is searching, so maybe they'll get the game here going in a second, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know if that's. I don't think they're ready on the other side, so that's what we're waiting for right now.
Maybe they're taking a smoke break.
And as soon as King gets in here, we'll talk to him. King, you there?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can. Sorry.
Hey.
There you go. Congrats on the game one.
Yeah, it was tough.
Yeah, it was a tough game, but you had some solid saves there early on that kept your team in it. And talk a little bit about what you were trying to deal with in front there. It looked like they were getting a lot of a lot of good cross crease opportunities, and it was tough for you to try and keep up with all that.
Well, yeah, I sent Kozmo my what I was dealing with issues with the leg, but I don't feel like that's an excuse. They just played a deep game. They ran their one-timers like we knew they would, and they converted on chances. We just, there was no goal support this game, not calling anybody out. They just trapped us well, and we just couldn't figure a way around them.
Watching from the net and watching some key moments, some key saves that Rancher made, how did that feel like looking at, say, Fox missing the net as well? Were you, in a sense, frustrated watching the lack of lack of success in the offensive zone?
As like I grew up playing hockey, I was a defenseman, and when the pressure's on you as a defenseman to shoot, you got that gaping hole in the net and you miss. It's not a good feeling. But as a goalie, seeing that, it's the pressure that gets you. You understand that, it's also EA. So, the slightest millimeter of a shot, it just goes wide and changes momentum.
It's like that in net, as you know. I play goalie, and so does TSibs. You're half inch out of position, and the puck goes in, and that you were in position in real life to gank that, but your goalie he doesn't make the animation to reach across when he could have.
Yeah, it's not fun. The one where they beat me, I think it was their second or third goal there, where it just went above my blocker. That was deflating. I still kept my head in the game and tried to make the big key saves. I did that early on in the game, and I tried to keep the momentum moving forward for the boys, hopefully giving them some motivation, making some key saves. I think it was 4 back-to-back glove saves there, and the one just happened to beat me there where I thought I had it, but EA had other plans for me.
There was one-timer that you had a fantastic glove save on in the second period, and there was also that breakaway save in the first period. How was the team morale, or how was the team energy, like, in response to those saves and to those goals? Do you feel like it energized the team?
I feel like the boys picked up off my hype of the save, and they tried, I think right after that one big save, they went and scored there and made a big save.
Game 2 getting underway now as, look like what they were. Yep, they are. Looks like Ransom just checking his ping out again.
All right, guys, thank you for having me on. Hopefully we pick up a game here for the second.
All right,
it looks
we appreciate
it. The SENS are using the reset. I'm not sure why. Ransom looked fine. Who's missing here? I can't really see who looked like we were missing. But
it was Fox and Comma were missing.
Yeah.
If I could say one more thing about the game, though.
Sure.
As the goalie, like Colorado, they're deep, and you have to respect each one of their forward shots. So if you're watching that one tee, you see the guy there, you got to respect the one side too that has the puck, because you never know. They have a quick release, and then it's in the back of your net. It's a damned if you do, damned if you don't moment.
Well, listen, you still played a damn good game. It was, a tough situation. I'm glad to hear nobody had a real, had a major packet loss issue, which we've been seeing. So, at least that gives you some hope that all 3 of these games tonight are going to get played without any major issue. But listen,
I haven't heard anybody complain about the packet loss. I'm hoping my theory on the pin game is right, but I won't know until I see more.
Yeah,
thanks for having me on, guys. And,
no problem, dude.
Look forward to watching the rest of the broadcast.
Thanks, Shadow. Appreciate it. Broad Shadow joining us here in the between games here of 1 and 2, and we will now see Kamikaze play the next 2 games for the SENS, and again, another solid goaltender who just consistently does well every season. And has been a stalwart in this game for the 18 series for sure, and certainly back in 17 did very well as well. So Same defense. You've got Ransom and Gomark up front with Muse in this one.
Hughes has played big whenever he's been in these playoffs so far. Like he's had many moments when he's just kind of single-handedly changed the game.
An update for the SENS. I guess Kamikaze got blue screened. I'm not sure what happened with Fox not making it in, but Kamikaze got a blue screen that we all know happens occasionally with downloaded games.
Sure.
With Fox, I don't know, but that's the SENS reset for the game, of obviously per DC rules. So the next one we can't reset.
Well, Kamikaze is not in the dressing room yet. Everybody else is in there. Fox is even back in there. But Kama has not showed up yet. Now he just bounced into the dressing room. So hopefully he's ready to go. Looks like they are just about ready to go. And now they're all set. So hopefully this game will get going here now. Looks like they may have just accepted.
Fox might be having code input issues. I'd like to actually touch a little bit on that because I don't know if you guys have an issue, but it takes me like 4 or 5 tries to like input the code.
It does anytime you come back to the same room.
Okay.
It does that. As I play in 2 leagues with that where you use the pin code, and I've had where I've taken like 6 or 7 tries. You pass it on to someone else, and they get it right away.
Yeah. Looks like Fox just had that issue, so not a problem there.
I think the inclusion of like another advance button would help that out, because if you look, it's just like you press X to change the matchmaking settings, and then you should be able to search from that private matchmaking menu. Either that, or if you just press advance and the code is entered from that, because it's either you just enter the code and you press circle.
Yeah.
Like you just press circle to back out. It doesn't have like an OK input and advance like say most screens do.
Kama's in there. He joined in right away in his slot, so I think he's okay now. He did hold back a little bit before he got into the game last time, so he may have been seeing issues right away. Right now we're just waiting for, as you see, Roy to get in there. He finally bounces in, so hopefully we will get this game going now. But I imagine Kama had some issue last try, and he now seems to be okay. Hopefully we'll get this game going and no more stops if we're lucky.
Two-Slick going with two-way dangler and Booch going with the power forward, using that excellent shot that the power forward has. And I think a two-way dangler really fits Two-Slick style. And Roy is going with that as well. Very creative, but defensively aware, great DK and a great poke check.
What I'm seeing here is you got Ransom and Gomark as jumbo, playmaker, and grinder. You're using the bigger players.
Mm-hmm.
Both defense and sides, both choosing two-way. But look at the goalies difference. Both great goalies choosing different styles. So wonder how that'll work out.
Styles never matter.
And one thing that Kozmo pointed out here in our Discord chat is that Ransom and Gomark have swapped positions, so Ransom's playing the center and Gomark on left wing here. And it looks like
As we can see, Ransom had 306 packet loss there %.
Well, that's not good. Well, game underway now. We've got Sadine's feed, thankfully, so we're able to watch his. Ransom's feed just dropped out, so, and it looks like he's standing still on the ice, so not sure if this is going to get played or not.
Yeah, 2 players dropped. 2 players dropped for the Sens.
Yeah, so they're going to be starting this one over again. Wow, just all sorts of issues right away here.
306 being, so Ransom knows the typical DC rules. So
it's such a shame that this has to happen at this time. I know we touched on it a little bit earlier, but I was looking incredibly forward to these finals, partially because I'm on one of. But it's just a great clash of styles and a gritty underdog matchup as well. Like an underdog versus a heavy favorite, I will say.
I have to almost feel that if this happens again, they probably should all back out of the room and come back in, come back in or even restart the app, try and start out fresh again. I don't know.
Yeah, I think
We're all trying to give magical spells every time we play this game. So it's,
I was gonna say, go through the checklist of rumors and
you need to sacrifice a chicken, whatever it takes to get a game going. Sometimes it's a little bit of a nightmare around this game.
Hey, if you're sacrificing a chicken, put it on a wrap, put a little bit of cheese, lettuce, tomato, send it my way, please.
I know your idea of sacrificing a chicken is heading to KFC.
So with that,
Popeyes.
boss man, what's the call here? Because technically the reset was done, but multiple players here said they had percent loss in the regular chat.
that was the first packet reset.
Okay, so it's just the packet reset. So the last one didn't count as a reset. Okay,
No, that was a blue screen. That doesn't count.
Okay. And we see we got Sibs over here searching, Google while he waits.
No. I'm just making sure we have enough feeds up here. I know Ransom has stopped his feed. Sadine's got one going, and it doesn't look like Fox has one right now.
No, it's just Sadine at the moment.
Yeah,
I can tell I don't know if any of my guys want to after that there though.
No, I think as long as we've got Sadine, if we wind up losing him, then maybe we'll look elsewhere. But right now, that's the only feed we got. So we'll bring it to you as soon as they get this one going. Thanks to anyone who's tuning in right now on the YouTube channel. We've had a bunch of people watching tonight. We appreciate it. And...
Can I make a shameless plug for a fictional sports agency?
Oh, sure.
I'd like to take the time to publicly advertise Dirty-Dietrich agency presenting best in SPNHL players. So far, clients include Chula 19, Broad Shadow 13, and possible Hart winner at Pliskin, and Vesna winner Kudalak. I think there's a 14 in his name. I don't know. I don't pay too much attention to my clients, which I should figure out. But yeah, if you're looking for proper salary, proper award distribution, and packed lunches, sign up Dirty D Sports Agency. All right, I'm done.
I'm down with just the packed lunches. You got me.
You like chicken Caesar salad wraps?
There you go. What? So you're taking credit for the success of all these players?
No, just their future success.
Just their future success.
Sign them now. So if Chula's in the league next season, I'm calling it right now. He's going to be a 80-plus save percentage goaltender with at least 20 wins, kind of like what Cootie was this season. And Shadow's going to go from backup to starter. Shadow played, I think, 15 or no? He played 12 games net this season. He's going to be 25 next season.
I hate to throw a wrench in your plans here, but wouldn't their own success be enough for them to get what they deserve?
It could, but they're all too modest.
Okay. Wow.
That's where
in this game, really? Well, that's good. Those are the guys you do.
SPNHL is known for their modesty.
Yes.
Especially guys like the top center premier player.
It looks like they're trying to get this one going, but it looks I'm seeing one player missing right now in the latest SENS, so it looks like they're going to have to try again. We'll get this one underway eventually, folks. I think.
Yeah, word from our sponsor.
Yeah, it's
Cheez-Its. Cheez-Its are sponsoring us.
Oh, Cheez-Its are our sponsors? That's awesome.
And Ransom's got his feedback up there. Looks like Kama may have had another issue getting in. Now
Kama's taking them all on right there, apparently.
Yeah, he is by himself. Yeah, it looks like everyone's backing out of the room now. So hopefully everybody will on both sides.
Look at that save percent by Ransom, 75% through 4 games. Jeez.
Looks like
2 games.
Looks like the Avs are still searching. They sent the pin again, but the Sens have backed all the way out of the room, trying to come back in to reset. So let's see if that helps them out at all. Well, we had one good game so far. Now we're just trying to get the second one going. Again, 4-1 win for Colorado in Game 1, and we're trying to get number 2 going here. We're already about 15, 16 minutes late.
I think Kamikaze fell asleep at the desk there waiting.
This is, at my age, we are starting to get into the time where I should be heading to bed. So,
oh, you're not that old yet.
This could be an issue. We'll see how it works out. Well,
how late did you stay up 2 seasons ago for this on that Tuesday?
Oh yeah, we did. Well, we did. Yeah, we stayed up for a Game 7, which we played. We played 3-4 games that night, right?
Yeah, we played games 4 through 7 that night.
Right.
Which, if this goes 7, will not be on Tuesday. We will be waiting till Friday.
Are you sure?
Yes, it already worked for us. So.
Oh yeah, against Tampa.
Well, it looks like everyone's in the room now. As you see, nobody's backing out. I think we're all good. Just picking jerseys and getting ready to go.
I missed the hockey.
Well, it starts back up again, so. All right. We will get this one underway here shortly. Again, the Avs with a 1-0 lead in this series. And Ottawa looking to try and even it up here, at least going into Game 3. The need to at least take one of these to avoid a Game 4 elimination, so.
Please don't make me play a Game 4 elimination game, Senators. Please.
Do it.
It's terrifying.
Dirty D would be a great Game 4 elimination game person.
You should have me just like live on the mic for that game, frantic yelling.
No thanks.
Penalty on Colorado to start this one out. And did we have another?
I don't know. Ransom
dropped his feed.
Yeah, Ransom dropped his feed.
And another timeout called on. Yeah, looks like they're quitting out of this one. So we may get ourselves another restart here.
I don't know what's going on here because I have to talk to the SENS again and see if it's on us or them.
I think that everybody in the SPNHL, we should gather together. Class action lawsuit against EA.
Yeah, there's nobody out there, so they need to stop this game here, hopefully. Yeah, they're quitting out of it again. Well, grab yourself a couple of drinks, and you might be able to go get a sandwich now, Jake, and settle in because we might be here for a few hours.
Oh
man,
I wasted all that stuff in Game 1. Dang.
Oh, you had all your food in Game 1? I still hear. I've got like a jar full of peanuts. I finished my glass of chocolate milk though. My body's not going to forgive me.
So you're 14, 15? How old are you?
Very close.
Same thing.
Chocolate milk is never bad, no matter how old you are.
I'm just assuming.
Yeah.
If you're drinking chocolate milk and eating snacks, I'm guessing school's tomorrow, so you probably can't stay up too late.
Man, no, I can't wait for science tomorrow at 9.
Yeah,
The sciencey what was science to sound older.
Yeah, we're doing chemistry now, so I'm learning about.
There you go. You thought about college yet? It's never too soon to think about college.
No, I dropped out of college, man. I wanted to go back to high school. College was too hard. Fuck that. Pardon my French.
Well,
too hard, so I just went back and I took a 7th year of high school.
There you go. There, it looks like the Avs are waiting on Rancher right now. Ransom's feed is not up right now, so I can't tell you what's going on there.
Ransom is no, wait, is it coming back? No.
Looks like he's back live as well now.
Look at that dropping record, 250, 99, and 20.
I have no idea what's going on. Apparently, Boy's saying it's going to turn into a 3v3 game.
Yeah, well, Pliss, or I wanted to ask Pliskin if there's any other provision you're thinking about for this, or are we just going to try and get games 2 and 3 in tonight?
Starting to wonder, buddy. Starting to wonder. Yeah, man. If this doesn't pick up soon, we might have to just postpone it for today. Does not look good.
It'd be nice to get at least one more in, but again,
sure.
if they're really struggling at this point, and I don't know if we've only seen one person, one player have an issue here. I think we've seen a couple.
Okay, so that was their quit, so they're using their reset.
Okay.
Could have been Rancher having connection issues.
Everybody is in there for Ottawa right now, and yeah, Ranch is in as well. They're searching, so once Notorious is set up in there, they should be able to connect up, and we'll try and get this going here in a minute.
I know we touched a little bit on what the Senators need to do defensively, change in order to Rancher and get a puck by him.
Start the game off to start with.
Always a benefit. Well, Rancher's been he's another guy. I've played with him, for several years now. I think we all probably have, and he's another one of those goaltenders who has, and it looks like another back out as I think Ransom is backed out. I'm not sure what anyone else is doing. Looks like Kama also wasn't able to get in that game, so everyone's backing out on that side. And hopefully try this again. Rancher's another one of those guys who, 16, was a solid goaltender. Looked like he struggled a bit in 17. Now again in 18, looks like he's got his stuff back again. And boy, I don't know if it's that way for every position, but I certainly as a goaltender have noticed that. We've seen guys who have played really well and then lose it the next version on down. And it could be because of the style of gameplay that the game allows you to play. But this game really can make or break a goaltender in any season whenever the new version comes out. And I think Kozmo could probably talk to that a bit too. I think we've seen guys really struggle when a new version of this game comes out.
I've seen that a lot between 17 and 18. There was goalies who were really bad in 18 or in 17, and they're great now in 18, and vice versa. There were guys who were really good in 17 and bad in 18, and you can also see that between updates. You could be great going, in a previous update, and then an update comes out, and then you got to change everything because you're just not what you were before.
Well, don't know what we're watching on Sadine's feed, but he's doing something on his feed. Meanwhile, over on the other side, I was looking at Ransom. Yeah, it looks like the team is back in there.
That threw me off for a second.
I'm watching Sadine's feed, and it's kind of interesting.
Was the Central All-Stars on there for a second?
It's the All-Stars versus the Senators, apparently.
Sadine not playing that game?
He's in this one, so I'm not sure why I'm seeing that on the feed. That's odd.
That is very strange.
Let me just see.
His Twitch feed has the Central All-Stars versus.
Unless you're watching a archived instead of a live.
No, this was they selected the jerseys. So
are they actually on the way here? I think they're actually playing this game. Okay.
Yeah,
well, there we go.
They're underway.
All right. Well, we're into the first period here, and no scoring. So we'll show you the feed now. That was awfully odd. I think maybe the starting and stopping of streams might have been an issue there, but we've got Ransom's feed up now, and we're looking at that one. So, again, we've got the NHL logo team that you see in the dark jerseys. Obviously, is Colorado in this one.
Oh, are Colorado in the Central Division?
I thought they were West, but what do I know?
That's the conference. Let's see.
Metro and Atlantic are the Eastern Conference divisions, so I think they're the Central Division.
Let's take a look at that.
Well, anyway, we got this game going, so we'll try and call it for you. As we see Desi flip one in. Notorious gets it out in front. Dangerous pass, but Fox has it. And now Muse up to Ransom.
Yeah, the Avalanche are team in the Central Divisions. An ego statement. It's calling themselves the Ultimate.
Gomark tried to split the defense, but Sedin and Desi were there. Now back the other way comes Woy. Good pass in front, and a good opportunity there for Slick, but he wasn't able to put it past Kama, and so a face-off deep in the Ottawa zone.
Even though Rancher's the butterfly goalie between two, Kama got down to the butterfly to make a great pad save in the slot.
Fox gets it up to Ransom, controlling left boards. Gets it, tries to get it across for Notorious. Good play by Booch to break up a shot opportunity. Now he comes back the other way. Puck 4-4 now. Slick looking to get in front. Puck is loose and picked up by Kama. Able to just get a glove and hold on to it.
A nice power move there by Slick. If you looked at the offensive zone chance for the Sens there, Fox was open at the point, but he instead decided to go across to Noto.
Out in front, puck is loose, and now Fox able to get it out of there. Good quick up pass to Muse. Trying to get it in front. He had Mark there for a second. Now puck is loose on the doorstep. Mark can't get a shot on it. Now cleared out. Roy tries to flip it in. He gets crushed. Slow getting up. Yep. Under 4 minutes left to go in the first period. No score here. Roy. Ransom helping out on defense. Gets it out of the zone. Pass up and good play by Notorious as he was able to get Booch off that puck. Now behind the net. Wrap attempt by Slick and Kama right on the post to stop it.
It looked like it was there at first.
It was a lightning quick wrap, and then, well, there's the hit.
If that was real, he'd be feeling that tomorrow, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah, his left arm would have been killing him.
Face off with 2:02 left to go in the first period. Ottawa gets it in their own zone and looks to clear it out. Ransom gets hit off the puck. Nice play by Sedin. Now Woy back the other way.
If you noticed, the Avalanche had 4 of their guys at the blue line just waiting for them. It was like a brick wall.
You might as well keep on doing it if they haven't figured it out yet.
Mm-hmm.
Slick just offside, almost there for that pass. Not able to pull it in. Last few seconds of the first period. So far, kind of started out the way Game 1 did in the first period. Sens clear it out, and the period's over now.
Kamikaze and Muse had the advantage of watching Game 1 and knowing what the tendencies of the Avs are, whereas Grammy Hands and Shadow, they only had to go based off of what they were hearing from other teams that had played them and what has been seen in the regular season.
See some stats here, hopefully, in the first period.
Having that advantage of watching that first game is just so crucial. Because if you saw, Muse had one point where he carried the puck into the zone, and he was on the right side, and he managed to get the Colorado defense to kind of cover the middle. And he just left that right side open for him. He faked going in the slot, but he ended up bringing it around the boards and then tried to bring it back for a sharp angle shot.
Second period about ready to start here. No scoring in the first, obviously, as you see. And Ottawa looking to try and get an early lead here.
Ottawa being a bit more aggressive at the start of this period here.
Finally, Ottawa able to get it out. Mark gets hit. Fox over to Muse, and now back up front to Ransom. Good try on a hit there by Mark, but he couldn't get enough of a shot on Sedin, so now Colorado's trying to start out with it. And the Avs have to retreat and start again. Desi
who's pink or who's fuchsia? Is that Boy? Or is that Too Slick?
That would be their left winger.
Maybe Booch.
Okay.
Good, quick snapshot. Wow.
Snipe.
They gave Mark all the time in the world to take that shot, and he sniped it over the glove side of Rancher.
Colorado was covering the passes there because they've seen the very passive tendencies of the Senators in the offensive zone, and giving Mark that much room, he capitalized.
I think they're giving assists to both Ransom and Muse on that one. Ottawa back the other way, taking the early 1-0 lead in this game. And this is an opportunity where they need to keep on attacking if they can, but right now need to get it out of their own zone.
Yeah, they can't let up on this Avalanche team. They will come back and they will hit you just as hard as you hit them.
Ooh, a good opportunity on a turnover there, and Slick able to get off a snapper, but not really a hard shot for Kama to save. Gets a glove on it.
It was in a very similar position that Mark was in when he scored his goal. I think he just went wrong side there.
Yeah, and he didn't hold on to it that long, and his shot just didn't have a lot on it. Mark had a nice snapshot there on that.
Well, Mark is playing a jumbo playmaker style, and I believe who had that shot there? That was that Too Slick or was that Woy?
I thought it was Slick who had it. No, you think it was Woy? Unless they swap positions.
Slick was using a two-way dangler build, which doesn't have as good of a shot even as the jumbo playmaker.
It's interesting because Slick is playing very high up when they're in the zone. Now it looks like Colorado's going to get a power play opportunity here.
And they were very good on the power play in that first game.
Penalty there.
Boy, had the short side there, but hits the post and puck gets kicked out.
He took a little too long on that. Like if he had that, he had a backhand shot, so best shot. But even still, if he managed to get that shot off a little bit quicker, that could have tied the game up.
Booch holding on to it after getting hit on the boards. Now gets the shot out front, but well played by Kama on the angle.
They keep trying Kama's left side, which seems to be his stronger side. At this point, I try to go go blocker side.
Typically, that's what you want to do.
And you build an expectation. So right now, Kama's taking advantage of that. He knows that they want to go to that side. Like, if you watch the first game, I think 3 of the 4 goals came from that right side of the ice.
Good passing there by Colorado, just not able to get that final one off as Desi gets it back for Booch. Now back out front, good quick pass from Desi to Sedin, but yeah, Kama was there to stop it. Now back the other way comes Mark. And a dive, the puck is loose, but Rancher holds on. Wow, how did he stop that one?
A little bit of chaos. You had Mark get stopped in the initial breakaway opportunity, and then Ransom came in here. Just almost puts it in the back of the net.
Wow.
Incredible luck.
How did that not go in?
Rancher is channeling his Dominic Hasek there. I mean, Rancher did pick a butterfly goalie build. And that could have been the difference there. That could have been why that wasn't a goal.
Coming down to 4.5 left to go in the second period. Penalty coming up now in Colorado as Ottawa tries to get something before the whistle, but now they're going to get a power play with 4:09 left to go in the second.
Yes, Pliskin, the butterfly meant nothing on that one.
It didn't.
He played the diving poke, and it's maybe the best opportunity there, and it almost slipped past him, but stayed on it. Muse tries to get in, flipped out by Desi all the way down the ice. Fox back to retrieve. Ransom getting knocked off the puck. Good play by Booch. 40 seconds left to go on the power play opportunity. Not much happening yet for Ottawa as they again turn it over.
So far, the only Senators player to score in this series is Mark. They're going to need some more. Oh!
And there's Woy, a good turnover and a good interception. Booch really hustling in the corner. And Woy able to tie it up at 1 now. Unassisted, they're calling it.
Bad turnover, good interception.
Yeah, it really depends on what side of the ice you're on in that situation.
True.
Puck is loose in front again. Woy couldn't get off a good shot. Now pops out in front, but good play by Notorious to get it out of the area.
Self-pass.
Good steal by Slick. He's trying to get a shot off, can't do it. Nice play by Notorious.
The Avalanche are putting a lot of pressure on the Senators' defense, and it's led to 2 big turnovers in the past, like 2 minutes.
So the period ends, and now it is a 1-1 game. Woy getting that goal there unassisted at 17:51. It was the goal by Mark from Ransom and Muse at 5:08 that gave Ottawa their first lead of this series, making it 1-0. But now we're all tied at 1 heading into the third period. And some good hustle there by the Avs on that goal, really staying in the zone, forechecking hard. And Booch has done that, I think, in both games, and we're seeing a lot of it from him now in this game. He is really pressuring when he can, and not a bad strategy to at least send one guy in to put some pressure.
Yeah, the Avalanche's forecheck has been very good so far this series. We saw a bit of it from the Senators at the beginning of this game, but they seem to have let up, and I think that's where the momentum has shifted a little bit.
You saw
again after 2 periods, the Sens only have 3 shots between this. Both games they finished the second with 3 shots.
9-3 the shots in favor of Colorado, and yeah, that's never a good thing. Even on a 1-1 game, it's not a good sign of the offense so far for the Sens. Third period underway now in game 2.
The Sens need to take more shots this period. They had some great opportunities for shots, and they've got 2 bigger body players with Ransom playing the grinder and Mark playing the jumbo playmaker. You can get those guys in front of the net. That might be key.
Good shot by Booch as Kama saw that happening and had some good anticipation. Now out of it, back the other way. Booch with the intercept. Woy starts out. Woy trying to get past the entire Sens team. Almost does it. Slicks gets it back to the point. Desi's shot is deflected. Now back again to the point.
I think Noto took that puck off the melon. Oh! Very close. Just a little missed net there. Just missed it wide right.
Puck finally comes out of the zone, and an offside call as Ransom gets one good shot in on Desi just before that offside is called.
The Sens might need to play a little more of an aggressive game, and maybe some big hits will change the momentum of this game. Right now, it seems like the momentum is in the court of the Avalanche.
They're pressing hard. We've seen it so far in the first few minutes of this third. And Desi carries it in. Slick. Back to the point. That goes out of the zone.
Good pressure there by Mark.
Sedin.
Slippery little bastard.
Good double team on Woy in the corner. Still not out. Now Booch looking for someone in front. Can't find anyone. The puck is finally out front. But Slick could not connect now. Ottawa back the other way.
Good dump there.
And now Woy starts back.
The Senators aren't using the point enough. They keep trying to make the magic happen between the 3 forwards down low, and it's resulting in a lot of turnovers.
Pass up front.
Oh!
Shot. Oh, Ransom might have hit the crossbar. He definitely hit some metal there. Good pass by Mark to get it out front.
Yeah, if he shot that top left just over Rancher's blocker, that should have been a goal.
Right, absolutely. We are halfway through the third period, still 1-1.
Another heartbreaking missed opportunity on a one-timer in the third period for the Sens. There's been a lot of just similar tendencies, and these games have been very alike, with the exception of the score in this one. A lot of similar events and a lot of similar, momentum changes and just the flow shifting.
And a couple of good saves by Kama has kept it 1-1 at this point, too. Shot in front there. Opportunity for Ransom. Mark tried to follow it up, but Rancher holds on.
I think Rancher headbutted Mark.
Yeah, I was there. Rancher just laid a big hit on Mark there.
Rancher plays for the Avalanche, for channeling his inner Philadelphia Flyer Ron Hextall there.
Ransom out front. In the slot. Puck is loose. Still sitting there. And Mark just could not get a shot off. Now back the other way of the Avalanche. Roy.
Incredibly precarious situation there.
Roy still controlling. Now gets it over to Slick. Tries to get it in front. Roy, good shot there. Good pass out to Sedin, but a good save and cover by Kama.
The Avalanche defensemen are pinching at just fantastic times to generate those offensive opportunities. And another solid one-timer with a big save by Kama.
Sedin and Desi are both very smart defensemen and know when to pinch and when to sit back, though. You're going to get that out of good, smart defensemen.
Mm-hmm. And it's playing a big part of their game thus far.
And for defense, you've got to be able to communicate well with your forwards and know when to be there, like you said, Kaz. And I think that's working out well for Colorado in this series so far.
Maybe that's why Egg's not playing.
Still controlling. It's been Colorado in the send zone for the last minute or two.
They've been playing this down low into the slot play a lot this third period.
Lead up for Mark now. He's got 3 players to beat. And that's predictably not going to happen.
Yeah, it was a bit of a suicide mission there.
1 minute left to go in the third. Once again, the Avs trying to get something going here. Poke puck. Now Mark comes the other way. But he still needs help. Tries to spin move into the net. Puck is still loose. Good opportunity there. Good play by Mark to keep it alive.
Puck still in the zone. Oh.
Now comes Booch back the other way. 37 seconds left to go. Booch trying to wrap it. Good help out there by Fox. Stops it along with Kama.
Fox is very good at shutting down those wraparounds. Like if you go around that back of the net, Fox is all eyes on you.
Good tip by Mark. He stops a Desi shot from the point. Now still controls. Trying to get out front. Can't find anybody. And now back the other way. Slick dumps it back to the point. Shot is blocked. And now Mark. Final seconds of the third period. Gets it knocked off his stick by Sedin. And we are going to overtime in game number 2.
I think the momentum swung back to the Senators at the end of that period there because 2 very good plays at the point. 2 very rare mistakes by the Colorado defense almost resulted in scoring opportunities for the Senators.
Mark played those great, the waiting. He started playing a little higher and be more aggressive on that, knowing that they're expecting that pass for that 1T across because nothing was happening down low.
And you can see the pattern of Colorado with what they're trying to do with their passing. And, like you said, I think Mark found where he needed to be, where he could be up high and maybe deflect them or stop them. And in a couple of cases, broke himself out on a partial break. And, again, taking away one extra pass from Colorado will break up that play. And he did it pretty well there late in the period.
What do we think will be the key to winning this game now? Because we've got a one and done game here.
Score the goal.
Thanks, John.
I think if the Sens are going to do it, it's going to be the same thing that was happening late in the third, which is play good defense and take an opportunity and turn it around. Quick transition. Mark gets in front.
Oh!
Opportunity was there, but Muse could not get off a good shot. He had the side of the net open.
Muse was a little too far into the slot there. He was a little farther over into the circle area. I think that was in.
He's scored such big goals throughout the conference final series and even the first round series. Wouldn't it have been fitting if the Game 2 overtime winner to make the series 1-1 was scored by Muse there?
Ransom bringing it in now on the left side. Mark trying to get a shot on net, but could not. Avs back the other way. Mark comes back to help out.
Good poke
all
down
over
low.
the ice. Cleared out by Fox, and now
it was an interesting play by Fox. You don't see him clear the puck too often. Usually he makes a really good breakout pass.
Good deflection there. Mark helping Muse out. Now Mark back the other way. Muse. Mark. Can't get by Sedin. And now Booch the other way.
Oh, turnover there by Noto.
Slick back to the point. Pass back from Sedin. He could not connect on the shot.
They tried that lethal backdoor one-timer, which we see many goalies fall victim to.
Muse with a shot on net, trying to get a rebound, but bounced out too much, and now back the other way. Sedin out for Slick. Now in front, and a good backhander. Roy just found himself wide open and was able to put that one home.
Great play there by Roy to break through the Ottawa defense, and then just one quick little backhand move, and he slips it past Kamikaze.
Slick gets the assist on that one, and the game winner for the Avalanche, and a 2-1 victory for Colorado, putting them up 2-0 in this best-of-7 series. And again, a good play where he was able to just get past the defense. And we saw Fox and Notorious play well all night, and it only takes one quick opportunity like that to get past the defense, and before you know it, there's only so much Kama can do on that.
Watching the play back there, Fox had his back to the offense. Like, looking at that, he was trying to get back there and cover Roy breaking through, but Roy was just too fast.
Yeah, we were just watching that, a good split of the defensemen. Roy hit that slot between the two D-men just in time, and he was able to break free and had enough room where he could make a backhand maneuver on Kama. And there's, in this game as a goaltender, there's only so much you can do once a move or two is made, and that was it for that one. Good play, good opportunity, and really good defensive play all around here in this game number 2. But and Ottawa, look, there's a takeaway for this one. You've got a third game, and you played a lot better in game number 2. So certainly all they need to do is win this next one and keep themselves in it. Plenty to build off from that game, I think, guys. There's certainly, I don't know if, maybe the change of Mark and Ransom in positions might have been a bit of a help, but I just think as a squad, they played a lot better defensively. Maybe what Ottawa needs to do now is to try and take advantage of a quick transition game, try and get Colorado back on their heels. If they're going to use a defenseman, then maybe that's where Mark needs to say, okay, I'm going to stay high then, if they're going to include these defensemen on the play a lot more and try and break myself when I can.
This is playing very similar to the first-round series that the Senators had against Tampa Bay. In that first game, Tampa Bay beat the Senators by a similar score, I do believe, but then the next game, the Senators lost in OT. The third game, they won, then they proceeded to win the next 2 after that, so I wonder if this will follow suit. Looking at their first game, they got blown out by the Lightning 5-0, and then they lost 3-2 in OT in that next game, and then they beat Tampa Bay 3-0 in the third game. So Ottawa has been in this position before. They have been in positions where they've lost the first game and then turned around the momentum slowly in the second game. And now this third game, I said it's crucial. They need to win this game.
Well, hopefully with no technical issues, and they get themselves back on the ice again quickly. Then you don't lose that momentum. We're jumping right into another game, and that can be incredibly important for them to sustain that. Now, obviously, it's a change of game, so the game itself is going to not show any momentum, but the players, obviously, if they feel like they're clicking now and they've got something going, can make a difference if they could jump right back on the ice and play Game 3 right away.
They just need offensive contributions from this other goal mark.
Yeah.
Everyone has been trying, but no one's been able to finish.
Gomark's the only one who seems to have, in a way, solved Rancher. He's only scored 1 per game, but that's more than the other forwards have scored so far.
He's also the only one shooting. Muse had a couple good shots that last game, but Ransom, I don't think he's had a shot on net this series.
I think if Muse had been over a little further, I think that'd been in. It's hard saying with Rancher. Rancher could have easily gotten over, and but it's hard to say.
The shots will come once they solve the blue line issue.
Well, I think the solving that blue line issue is just dump and chase. They like to go to the right side a lot. They're either Grammy or Muse. If Muse or Grammy can dump that across the ice to the left side and you have a fast-breaking marker Ransom, you can bring that down low. As well as when they get in the zone, it's just a 3-man cycle.
Yeah.
They need to open it up a little bit more. They need to use Fox and they need to use Noto. I think only one time they've used Noto, he almost got the one-timer off, but it was blocked by one of the Avalanche wingers. And then we saw in Game 1, Fox had a great opportunity at one time, but just missed it a little bit to the left. It's a 5-on-3 down low, but it's a 2-on-0 at the point. They need to start using that point, and I think they'll be able to generate a lot of offensive opportunities from that.
I think we're getting close here to starting this game up. As it looks like Rancher might be the last guy who needs to jump in here. Hopefully he's not having any kind of connection issue.
Got to check with my boys to see if Grammy's getting in there, because, again, swapping the wingers for Game 3 on the right side.
I like that. It's nice to have that little bit of a reference.
So Mark is going back to center. Ransom at left wing, and Grammy on right. Notorious on right, Fox on left. Okay.
All right, so Grandma Hands must have been right away there. We're just waiting. Like to see that.
All right, we're about ready to get going on game number 3 here. We thank Ransom and Sedin for providing their feeds tonight. We appreciate them giving us a couple of opportunities. You never know if there's going to be a problem with the feed, so we've got backups here, which is always nice to have.
And everything was done properly on both sides, too.
And we'll see how long this game lasts, if there's any issues. Hopefully it's all settled for this game, at least.
Game 3 underway, and Ottawa
Huge hit.
in the black on the bottom of your screen. Colorado in their road whites. Good hit by Sedin.
This is a very big hitting game so far. We're in the 2 minutes, and we've already seen 3 big hits. Oh,
Another one.
Holy moly.
Slick not able to get a shot off on that pass. Sedin's in deep. Now back the other way comes
Oh, he
Grammy.
made it too. Oh, that windmill deke is so dangerous in this game. There's very little control.
Well, so I've
Even
tried
there.
that so many times, and if you don't time it right, your guy will just completely miss it. You're gonna be beat the player.
Roy out front gets an
Oh.
opportunity, but second opportunity goes off the post. Now Roy controls again. Fought for hard in the corner, gets leveled by Fox. And still they come out with it.
Roy's stick handling through the slot there was very impressive.
Gomor gets tripped. It'll be a penalty coming up against Colorado. Ottawa has an opportunity as they're waiting on a delayed call.
They're just not using that defense.
And then finally get it over to
Oh!
Fox. A good
there's
leg
Grammy wide
save.
open.
What a great
That
right
is-
pad save by Rancher.
I think that pass got tipped going through there. Otherwise, Grammy might have had a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Sounded like they heard you there, Kaz, because as soon as you said that, they finally got it back to Fox for a shot.
I think that was Plisk who said that.
Okay, well, that makes more sense then.
Yeah,
I'm
they
just
don't
kidding.
listen to me.
Yeah, we're just a rebellious bunch over here in the Ottawa School. Kozmo says anything, we're just like, yeah, we'll consider it.
Power play opportunity, 1 minute left to go for Ottawa. They have not had much happening just yet, but puck back in the zone now. And good pass out front to Roy. He had an opportunity. Slick with
Noto
some
takes
good
a high
hustle.
sticking penalty.
And now
I wonder, like, that might be 4. Let's see.
I didn't see no blood on the ice. Don't count.
well, it's going to still be 4-on-4 for the next 25 seconds.
This game has been much faster. Like, the first period have been much faster than the past 2 installments of this franchise. And also, the Ottawa defense have touched the puck more times in this period than I think they have in the past 2 games.
Avs on the power play now. Pass is tipped. Nice play by Grammy to keep it out away from Booch. Now back to the point. Now Booch down low. Pass out front.
Oh.
What a nice sliding save. Kama doing a little bit of a spread eagle and a slide to make that stop.
Update. That was only a 2-minute high stick from Noto, not a 4.
30 seconds left on that Colorado power play. And Roy kind of walking in. Good play
And
by
he's going
Grammy.
back to that slot.
Roy again gets it back out. And another great glove save this
Wow.
time by Kama.
Kama's looking like Johnny Quick out there, just sliding across, like snagging 2 goals away from the Avalanche. Great shots, great saves. Great game so far, too. This has been very entertaining.
Point shot blocked. Booch controls. Teams are at even strength, and now Desi controls.
The Senators have adjusted quite well. Look at now there's like one player always on one of their. They're not giving them any room. You can see right there, Grammy. He's moving down, and that they don't get those lethal one-timers off.
Maybe they finally listened to me about something.
Dangerous puck out front, but now Ottawa starts back with it. Grammy trying to get past Desi. He does. He gets
Shoot!
pushed from behind, and now back the other way, Slick. Fox is there to help intercept him.
He tried to go off the skate there at the deke.
Slick, shot, deflected.
Oh!
Puck is loose out front. Good save by Kama, getting back to the right side. Another pass out front, gets knocked out of the zone.
Great save there and great positioning by Kama. That right side was wide open, and he got back over there to take any chance away from the Avalanche.
Bit of a pinball effect in front of his net, and somehow he was able to stay with it the whole time. Kama. Minute and a half left to go in this first period. And another opportunity there as a shot gets deflected wide. Fox holding behind the net.
Kama didn't get a chance to play too much during the regular season, but in the playoffs, like the couple games he's had back, he has been fantastic for the Senators.
Opportunity there, and Roy out front. Not a lot of help there in front. Looked like Notorious was back there, but it was a 3-on-1 basically on a quick turnover.
Yeah, Noto may not have made the best play there lying down on the ice, but with a 3-on-1, you don't have too many options.
So
that's a momentum killer going into the second period. Like the Senators played, I think their best period they've played so far. Like they were aggressive.
They spent a lot of time in their own zone, though. A lot of
They
time in
did.
our own defensive zone.
They did, but the chances that they had in the offensive zone were in abundance in comparison, like what they had in the past few games. They finally had a good 5-man cycle in the offensive zone. And if they continue to do that throughout the rest of the game, I think they'll take this game.
One thing that of note is that's the first goal scored in the first of the 3 games so far.
Mm-hmm. Another thing to note, it came from that right side.
Warrior
right
from
side is the
Booch and
wheelhouse.
Slick at 19:54 to give the Colorado Avalanche a 1-0 lead late in the first. We start the second now.
Another big hit at the neutral zone.
Grammy gets the puck knocked off him. Another
Oh.
good shot. That'll be a penalty this time, though. What they call now interference these days. Looked like a pretty good check on my end, but good quick shot.
Oh.
Slick had a golden opportunity there. Had the left side of the net open, could not connect. Went the other way.
Yeah, he went right side and another huge hit.
Nice play by Ransom, and that starts Fox out. Still killing the power play here.
Looked like they might have been going for a give and go there. Oh my God.
Ransom gets knocked down. Now the Avs the other way. Slick gets it back to the point. Quick movement back over to Desi, who gets a good shot off, but again, good save, good defense. Woy in front. Booch can't get a shot off. Now coming back the other way is Ransom.
Great puck movement there by the Avalanche, creating 2 very good opportunities in that offensive zone possession.
Ottawa starts back again. Able to kind of break that line, but not fully. Now Slick has some room. It's it back to Woy. Now a crossover.
Wow.
And Booch had the net open on the other side and couldn't connect. Good arm save there by Kama.
I want to talk a little bit about that drop pass and then that slide over for the one-timer. That was nasty. Is that icing? No?
No icing. Grammy. Fox now up to Ransom. Just meeting them at the line here. They got to figure out something else offensively.
Mm-hmm. It's been a very physical game in comparison to the first 2 games in this series, which has just been very skill-based.
You know, you're not ever seeing a guy carrying the puck for Ottawa being met by one player. He's being met by multiple players.
And it's always at the blue line.
And look at the aggressive forecheck. Everybody's in there, and they don't even have the puck. Ransom, can he get to the puck in time? No, but Fox gets it. Tries to get a shot off, blocked by Slick. Now Ransom in for Mark. Shot gets pushed to the side. Now back the other way comes Woy. 7 minutes left to go in the second.
Fox and Notorious are both wide open at the point again. And Noto takes another penalty. I think that's his 3rd or 4th of the series thus far. It's his 2nd this game.
They're giving that one to Fox.
Oh, they gave that to Fox?
Yep. He goes off for tripping here.
I was to say, I think Fox got tripping on that. Noto got away clean with a dirty hit, I think.
Well, another power play they've got to kill here. Sedin trying to start out. A minute left to go in the power play. Booch.
Nice pass there to break it into the zone.
Back up to the point. Quick to Slick, but not able to connect fully.
Good.
Mark has it. Tries to get it back. for Ransom, but he can't connect. Now back the other way. 2-on-1. And Woy tries to take it himself, but Kama stayed with him. Good play. Now Mark back the other way. He's held by 3 guys. Good opposite side shot by Ransom, but Rancher was there.
Oh, there's a penalty on Colorado in the play. Might have been another high sticking call.
So Ottawa with their opportunity now to try and pull even. Good play there by Slick.
Oh,
No, I don't think Ottawa's got a power play goal yet this series. So
nope.
Mark in front. Good deflection there. Booch helping out right in front of the net. Now back to the point. Fox gets one off, but Rancher positioned well there.
and that one on net too. Fox is wishing that was an empty net there.
I think we know Fox has a pretty good shot here. They need to get him more involved.
They need to get both of their defensemen more involved. Like, there have been so many times when Noto and Fox have both been open. 2-on-1.
Ransom tries to go backhand. Couldn't find Mark. He was pegged well. Now Mark gets it again. He's tripped up. Another penalty call here.
5-on-3 for 9 seconds.
They need to capitalize here. They need to change the momentum of this game.
Face off one, back to the point. Noto gets it over to Grammy, but a great glove save by Rancher.
Rancher had that lined up. He just easily crept over to the left side of his net. Was able to snag that nice shot from Grammy hands.
Now another shot, another glove save there.
They may be just trying to wear down Rancher now. Multitude of shots on net. And they're going back to the tie-up. They might be doing that because they have the man advantage, and it is working for them.
Under a minute left to go in the second period. Minute left to go on the Ottawa power play now. Now it's a slow minute. Well, somewhat a bit of a slow last few seconds at least, but Colorado controls. Slick tries to wrap it. Oh, good kick out by Kama. Just gets his skate on it.
Do we have enough time for one last Ottawa opportunity?
Oh, tries to get it in front, but time is out. Oh, good play. Ransom really did a nice job getting it in front. He took his time. He didn't pressure it too bad, but could not get a good shot off. Much better play by Ottawa in this period, though. A couple of power plays certainly helped their offensive chances out, but in the end, it's still a 1-0 lead for Colorado after 2 on that first period goal by Woy.
Kamikaze has made many saves to keep Ottawa in this game, so the boys gotta be thinking that.
He's been the best player for Ottawa this game.
We've doubled our shots at the end of the second period. Now we've got 6.
10-6 in favor of Colorado, shots on goal. 8-5 face-offs in favor of Ottawa. And Colorado with really 2.5 minutes worth of extra time on attack. So
17 hits by by Ottawa there. Might be playing a factor there.
Mm-hmm. They've definitely been a much more aggressive team this game. And like looking at, they've doubled their shot totals after 2 periods, as you've mentioned. Colorado has had a 9 or 10 shot total through 2 periods in all games this series. They play a very similar style.
Good pass back out to Grammy, but Rancher again is there, positioned well in his net. Need to get maybe a little deeper if they can on him. If he's going to sit that far back, you get in closer, you have a better shot of putting it past the goaltender in this game.
Sibs, you had a screen cap of the player types for this game, did you?
Yeah, I believe I do have that.
What player types are the Senators using? Because do they have like bigger body guys? I think Ransom's going with Grinder.
No, I don't have player types on that.
Okay.
And now wraparound attempt and a good goal there. Good play.
Tie game.
Wow, what a great play.
That was needed. Ottawa needed that goal.
And look who it is.
None other than Go Mark.
Mark gets that game-tying goal on a wraparound. It seemed like Rancher was caught by surprise on it, or he had an issue trying to move, one or the other. Now an opportunity for Colorado. Good play by Grammy. He gets out of the zone. That goal was unassisted, by the way.
You know, some great forechecking down low by Mark to get that puck and then bring that puck around the side and just sneak it past Rancher.
Now we're seeing Colorado try and amp up the offense. Good pass out front, and slick there from Booch to get it back up to a 2-1 lead for Colorado.
That slot.
And just like that, all Morello was lost.
That one zone right there, like that one place, has been where Colorado's gotten at least 3 of their goals from this series.
Now
and you had,
go ahead.
I think 4 or 5 players from the Senators who have played all the games this series, and you'd think they'd adjust at this point and begin to cover that slot.
13 left to go in this third period, and now Ottawa finally got themselves on the board, find themselves behind again. Grammy. Good play there by Desi, and now back out to Slick.
Both of Ottawa's goals in the first 2 games came, like their first goals came in the second period. And so they were a little late getting on the board here in the third, but they need to get another goal, and that's not the team that should have been scoring right now.
Great pass out to Sedin. And
the Avalanche just don't stop. They don't stop with that one-timer, and the Senators aren't adjusting and covering for it. Good breakout pass there.
Ottawa needs to get a couple of quick ones here, and looks like there'll be a penalty against Colorado coming up, a high sticking.
Ottawa's got to start using all 5 men here. Those 3 forwards, they work well together, but it's not getting anything done against this high-scoring Avalanche team.
Players win awards, teams win championships. Colorado is using their team. Ottawa is using 3 of their players.
Sens trying to get in the zone. They do, but puck gets knocked out again. Slick coming against the 2 defenders. Backs in. Good play, though, by Fox to stop him. And now a penalty against Ottawa. They're going to get called for boarding or a roughing penalty up against the boards there. And we'll get a 4-on-4.
It was Gomark taking the penalty.
Helping out defensively, but a little too physical there.
What a great carry by Slick, though. Got it through, brought it past Fox. Fox was managed to stay with him, but he drew the penalty.
Good play by
Noto with the big hit back there.
Yep. Now Slick coming back the other way. Colorado's got the power plays you see for another minute 10. Now another penalty's going to get called.
Ransom for 5 there. That's going to be a 5-minute on Ransom.
Big boarding penalty there. Not a good time to take that.
22 hits by Ottawa, but a couple of late ones here have been detrimental for the Sens.
The 0-4 on the power play and the 0-3 in the first game, that's got to be the difference. You got to capitalize on your chances.
Even on one of them would have made a difference. So Ransom in the penalty box.
Ottawa needs to kill off this 5-on-3 if they want any chance.
It's a long 5-on-3, full minute.
Good play by the Sens. They were down low. They need to clear this. It gets out of there.
Slick coming back now. Woy.
They might be going for that backdoor to the right wing.
Roy gets it up front there. Slick gets off a shot, but good save by Kama. Now Slick again. Back up front, another good pass. Finds Booch, but it's partially deflected.
It's like you've seen that play before there, Dirty.
Still kept in by Slick. And now puck loose in front, but held on to by Kama.
That first penalty's killed. Did they kill off both of them?
I believe they did. If you look at a big spread pad saved by Kama there, but Kama's got no help from his offense this game.
They kill off both penalties there. That's huge. Not giving up a goal on that.
You've got arrested Ransom and you've got arrested Mark as well. You got two of their most dangerous players.
Struggling to get it out of their own zone right now. 3:39 left to go. Not a lot of time. They need one quick here.
Colorado was trying to rag it in their own end. Great takeaway by Grammy. But he can't do anything with it. Unfortunately, turns the puck back over.
Roy controlling, just trying to hold on to it. Under 2 minutes left to go. Grammy, nice pass to Mark. Had Ransom, but a good defensive play coming back, and Roy has been helping out.
You just see them close off that slot so quickly.
Yep. Under a minute left to go, and now wrap opportunity passed up as Roy just trying to hold on to it and kill some time here. Gets it out now, out of the zone again. It'll be an offside, 42.6.
Drawing in three center players, he opened up a lot of ice for the rest of his teammates.
As you can see there, Ottawa's been far more aggressive, but Colorado's controlled every game. They've controlled much of the zone, like game in general, having upwards of 9 minutes of time on attack every game.
Nobody's capitalized on the power play in this game, but so many opportunities for both teams have kind of gone by the wayside. And if Ottawa was going to have a chance, they needed to capitalize on any opportunities Colorado gave them, and it just hasn't happened tonight.
And Colorado being at 50% on their PK before tonight, this has got to be deflating.
Now an opportunity in front. Puck is loose. Good try by Ransom to get one there quickly, but not able to. Now Grammy has it. Out front, nobody there. Slick picks it up. Now Roy gets it out. Now Slick, shot on net. Held on and kicked out. 14 seconds left to go. Grammy coming down the other way. Ransom needs a quick one here. Back out to Grammy. Good blocker save. And the last seconds tick off, and Colorado has taken a 3-0 lead in this series with a 3-1 win here.
Dominant performance in those first three games for Colorado. Like the Senators had a chance in the second, but they really controlled the ice in all three games. Like in the last game, Ottawa played a much more aggressive game, and at the beginning of the game, it looked like Ottawa had the advantage.
Looking at the stats here, you see Slick with a goal, 2 assists. Sedin had that goal late, not late, but halfway through the third to make it 3-1. But yeah, Roy with a goal, 2 assists. Booch with 2 assists. They pass around the responsibility of who's going to be the goal scorer and who's going to be the passer. It's not obvious all the time, but I tell you what, 1 goal, 2 assists looks nice, but Slick, to me, was all over the ice in this game and really gave Colorado the advantage in this one. You almost have to call him the player of this game because he was the difference in my mind. He gave the Avalanche just a lot of good play on both sides of the ice.
He made some great passes, and in the defensive zone, he was pressuring the carrier at the point. He played a great two-way game that game for sure. Like drawing penalties, great puck carries, stellar passes, scoring when he needed to. you can't ask for much more out of a player than Too Slick delivered that game. My hat's off to him for that one.
So again, the goal scoring in that third game in the first period, Colorado gets a goal from Woy and assist from Booch and Slick at 19:59 late in the first period, going up 1-0 in that. Second period, no scoring. Then we get to the third where Ottawa finally early on gets a good play by Mark deep in the zone. Good pickup, turns it around for a quick unassisted goal to make it 1-1. And then at 5:01, very quickly after that one, it was Slick from Booch and Woy giving the Avs a 2-1 lead. And then Sedin, again, good passing back to Sedin for a good shot. Nice hard slapper. And 3-1 is the final there on that goal at 8:59 in the third period. And, obviously it's a little tough for Koz and Jake to talk about this, but certainly, you're at a position where, it's hard to get guys to feel like they can come back from something like this. But let me start off with Koz. What do you tell your team after tonight's 3 games?
Well, I just go and tell them, remember season 26. Now it's our turn.
Of course.
It's terrifying.
It's our turn. We're gonna Colorado. You guys be ready. Just remember #reverse sweep.
Well, it seems like going from the chat that Woy is not playing for Colorado tomorrow. Maybe not even for the rest of the series. Like, this could be his only 3 games.
I don't know what the Egg says he's got. I don't know if he's getting it playing mind games, but he says he's got issues with tomorrow's and Friday's availability. But I think he might be trying to play mind games here with me.
He's just trying to get deep inside your head. He's trying to make you believe that the reverse sweep can happen again. Just this time, you're going to be on the opposite end of it.
Oh, it can happen. We're a good team. My boys know it. You know it.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a situation where you guys have, been in a losing streak of any kind this season, where, they did something to get out? To get out of it, what do you think these guys are going to be able to do? What kind of history do you have as a team to say we can get ourselves out and win 4 games in a row?
Kaz, can I take this?
Yeah, you played more games than I did.
Well, last time we were in a losing streak, we traded for Gomark, so that's not really an option at this. But looking forward, we just really there were some obvious things that needed to be changed on the ice. The inclusion of the defense in the cycle. Like, a 3-man cycle doesn't work. When you're doing basically, you got 2 guys on 1 guy twice. So it's a 5-on-3. You got 1 guy covering the slot, but then you had 2 players on the Avalanche side covering 1 Senators player, while the defense was still open, and they kept trying to force the passes back to each other. So opening up the cycle to include the defenseman, which we saw a bit of in that last game, that's an adjustment that needs to be made, as well as shots. I've always been more of a shooter rather than a passer. If you look at my stat line throughout my seasons, I've always had more goals than assists. That's because, I don't know, I like to get myself in a decent position, and if I get that puck, I will try to bury that thing. And that's what I found. There was 3 playmakers on the ice tonight. Mark's a great power player who can move the puck to the net and score, but he's a pass-first guy. And that led to a lot of turnovers, trying to get the puck over to Grammy or Muse on that right-hand side. There was a couple times where we had good opportunities. But if you look at the best opportunity that Grammy had on that side, it was a 5-on-3, but it went to Notorious first at the point, and then to Grammy. And then Grammy instantly just shot. Rancher made a great save, but Grammy had the best idea there to shoot. That right side was wide open. If he had a player with a better shot, he probably would have buried that. But say Mark chose from a playmaker. We saw that snipe that he had in the slot. He had so much room. He had a lot of room a bunch of times in this game, but he passed when he should have shot. So knowing the difference of when to pass and when to shoot. And if we keep playing that physical game that we played in that last game, but play it a little bit more disciplined, I think we have a good chance of getting back in the series and forcing a game 5, game 6, and then game 7. You got to take it one game at a time, and that's going to be point C. Point C is aggressive. Point D is going to be one game at a time.
From what you were watching, Plis, let me get some of your thoughts in here about what you saw in the first 3 games and what you think Ottawa needs to do to try and get themselves back into this.
Well, they got to dump and chase. The blue line was not there. They kept trying to force the blue line. They kept getting crushed. They get back up, try it again, get crushed. It was painful to watch that. If they can find a way to shut down the one-timers, that'll put the Avalanche at a halt.
Right.
But right now, their big goal before the one-timer thing is getting it into the zone. They can't generate any offense if they're just going to go in there, get crushed. And the times that they do get it in there, they're using only the forwards. The Avalanche completely collapse. They chase the puck carrier and they surround the goaltender and leave the D wide open, and they haven't really been utilizing that too much.
Trying to see if we can get someone on from Colorado. Egg, unfortunately, is away. He's out in the wilderness barely. So he has some obviously has some connection on the phone, but that's about it.
Want me to get Sedin in here?
Yeah, I was trying to get Sedin in here if you can. I wouldn't mind talking to him. Certainly, he had a goal there that was critical, and we're trying to see if we can. I was trying to see if what you could do to get him in here, and maybe talk to him a little bit about this. But yeah, just good game. I am very impressed of how they're able, not just the passing game by Colorado, but again, like you guys were talking about, like Jake was talking about, getting the defense involved, getting them involved in the passing game. It doesn't always have to be about them taking a shot. It's about opening up the ice and moving the puck around so that the defense has to address it. Otherwise, if you don't go out to the points, then they are going to start taking shots. So just using the point man, I'm sure all of us who know how to play this game well, maybe, in my case, maybe not play it well all the time, but know how to play it well. You know to get everybody involved. I mean, it seems such an obvious thing, right? It seems like, we watch regular hockey, and of course defensemen get involved. Of course they score goals off of slap shots from the point. We don't see it enough in this game for whatever reason, and we could have a debate about this for hours, but again, teams that win do this. Quick passing, involving your point men, and there isn't one guy just waiting in the corner constantly for a pass to come his way for a shot. Everybody gets involved. Anybody can score. We saw that with Colorado tonight, and to me, that makes the most successful team when you're able to do something like that.
I can get it too slick. You replied.
Yeah, it's fine. Get him in here. Look, he had a heck of a game. I absolutely wouldn't mind talking to him, too. I think anybody on this team that played today for Colorado deserves some airtime because they definitely, played a great 3 games here. It's going to be, it obviously is going to be a very big uphill battle for Ottawa, but it sounds cliche, but if you don't take it one game at a time, if you're looking to see, well, how are we going to get to Game 7? We can't worry about getting to Game 7. You got to win Game 4 first. And after dropping 3, I mean, again, if we were playing Game 4 now, it might be awfully tough for players on Ottawa to be ready to play Game 4 and to feel like they're playing for anything. Waiting a day is actually in Ottawa's benefit because it gives them a chance to stop, to not feel like they're constantly losing games here, and to regroup and then come back tomorrow and take it one game at a time. And again, we've seen this happen. You win Game 4, you have some momentum to Game 5. You win Game 5, then you're feeling like you can take Game 6, and all of a sudden you're back in this again.
Add it to the game, to the chat.
So it looks like we have Slick in here. There. Looks like it's still trying to dial him in here. Let's see if we can get Slick on with us here. Slick, you
I
there?
heard someone or something yell in the background.
He may still be.
Sad.
He may still be celebrating. I'm not sure.
Yeah, they've got the champagne over in the Avalanche dressing room. They're celebrating a little prematurely.
We'll give Slick a chance to get in here. He's working, I think, on his mic here. So once we can get him, hopefully, if he's ready, he'll say something and we'll start talking to him. But again, goal and 2 assists in this last game, and you know, as I said, I think he absolutely was all over the ice and helping out defensively. The forechecking for Colorado was just tremendous. I think we saw it all 3 games, but Game 3, to me, Jake, was a game that we saw them really hit the forecheck hard, and it looked like some of your guys were having a difficulty trying to get it out of the zone. And that made all the difference in the world. And then getting on the other, they did get out into the neutral zone. Getting past the blue line on the other side was an issue. It seemed like they had like 10 players out there all the time.
You know, if I was Eggman right now, and that was, you know, and we'll say they sweep. We'll give them the benefit of the doubt for right now because they're up 3-0. Okay, so we'll say they take game 4. You know, we'll just say Dirty, you know, blows the game. All right.
Great.
So I would give.
I didn't know you were psychic.
I would give Conn Smythe to Slick based off of how he's played this.
Mm-hmm.
He deserves it based off of those first 3 games.
Oh yeah. He was insane out there. Like that last game was a slugfest. But the one guy said it was too slick. Too slick. He wasn't the biggest hitter, but I'd say he was the most consistent forechecker. He put a lot of pressure on in the offensive zone and in the defensive throughout the series as well. Like looking at it from a grander perspective outside of just the 3rd game, I think there was he forced a turnover in either game 1 or game 2 that led to a short-handed goal, and that was a great play there. Yep. And then just more consistent, like, forcing turnovers in game 3, capitalizing on opportunities, setting up his teammates in game 3 is just from an overall standpoint. I know I mentioned before you couldn't ask for much more from a player. Especially in game 3 was played so different than game 1 and game 2 of the series. It was played a lot more physical, a lot more offensive. It felt much faster.
Yeah, and Slick with a couple of assists in that first game, including an assist in each of the last 2 goals that put them up 3-1 and 4-1 in game 1. That line obviously clicking the whole way through. And then on the overtime goal in game number 2, it was Slick with the assist to Woy. That gave him that 2-1 win. So, yeah, I tell you what, I would agree at this point. I think he's he might be the guy right now who you would give the playoff MVP to. Let's see. He joined back in. Let's see if we can get him up here. Don't know if Slick is able to talk. He's trying to fix whatever issue he's got here. So hopefully,
I wasn't muted. So.
Well, he is muted now, but he was. Let's see if we hear from him.
Don't worry, too Slick. We're nice people here.
Yeah, he's. We're having some issues here with his audio. So
if he's on a PC, he would need to go into his.
Well, you know what?
His audio device settings and set his recording device to like his headset.
Yeah.
That would be one way. Or if you have it on your phone, just dial it in from your phone because it probably would be a lot easier just doing it that way. But it's totally up to you.
Okay, so then just plug in your mic. If you're on your cell phone, just plug your mic in to your phone.
This is what tech support with Kozmo sounds like. We're getting it for free, too. We're not paying for it, which is nice.
Yeah, just you plug your headset to your phone there in your headset jack, man.
Have you tried turning it on and off?
Well, you know,
you can't find his iPhone mic adapter and is looking for it.
Okay.
That is the latest update.
Well, he is certainly a lot better with the controller than he is with Discord right now. But we'll get him. We're just kidding with him. We'll get him on.
It makes you wonder how long it took him to figure out how to plug in the PS4 controller to work.
Yeah, well, he's been playing well for quite a few seasons, so I think if that happened, it was a long time ago.
He's not very good at Discord. The only thing he knows how to do is just send a picture of Bill Goldberg asking who's next.
Well, I mean, while we're waiting for him to get on here, a couple of connection issues, but at least in Game 3, we got to that pretty quickly. Once we got Game 2 going, that game went through without an issue. Game 3 without an issue. Thankfully, we haven't been disrupted too much by these connection issues, and hats off to everybody on both teams for being patient and just getting back in there and starting it up again. It was good to see that.
Okay, so he's gonna put Discord on his iPad. So apparently he'll be able to make it work that way.
He's gonna end up blowing up.
Well,
we're ruining his party right now.
Well, at this point, we are we're just glad to get these 3 games going, just because of the issues. So it was nice to at least get past those early connection issues and get guys playing. But it was a little scary there. Well. It was a little scary there for a little while.
Good things come to those who wait. We had to wait a little bit but it ended up a great series so far.
Well, I mean, we've talked a lot about the forwards and about the play of all that, but it's the goaltending on both sides. I can't fault any of the goaltenders we've seen so far. Close games. The first game, even with a four goal effort by Colorado, Shadow played very well, made a lot of big saves. This game could have been a lot worse, and if it not for him. So, you can't complain about that. Rancher's been great the whole time. Kama again has also played really well. Giving up 2 and 3 goals, that keeps your team in it. That's that's not there's not a whole heck of a lot more you can do to be successful. So. I think goaltending all around has been pretty darn good. I haven't seen anybody so badly out of position that you have to say, okay, that one's on the goaltender.
Yeah, the goaltending has been stellar.
Well, the one where he was so far out of position, Fox missed the net. So,
well, that happens too.
Yeah, I mean,
that was a tough one to watch.
That was tough, especially
watching him miss the net
on the team, like being.
Yeah. Yeah, I just watched that. I was just hoping I'd go in. I saw the net open. I think my eyes dilated. Eyebrows are touching my hairline. Go in! And nope, missed. Completely lost.
Well, is this working now?
There we go.
Yes.
Yeah, we got you now.
Now
Jesus,
we have Slicka. Well, hey, it happens. Hey, listen, congrats. You had 3 really good games, and I think that last game, we were talking about how you were all over the ice, how well you played on both ends of the rink, and of course the passing that you guys had tonight. Talk about your line with Woy and Booch. You guys really seem to be, you know where each other's going to be all the time.
I mean, it's easy playing with Woy, right? I mean, he just knows where to go and knows how to get people that are open the puck. So I just do my job, try and plug in and grind away, right? So. And
the forechecking, you guys are pretty aggressive with that tonight. You really put a lot of pressure on them to try and get the puck out of the zone.
Yeah, I mean, Fox always gives me problems, so I just said, screw it. I'm going to attack him hard, and the puck bounced my way, honestly. He's my kryptonite. I always play bad against him, and I think this is the first time I've ever come out on top 3 in a row on him, so.
And, again, one of the things we noticed about your squad out there is how well you guys use the points. You got your pucks back to Sedin and Desi. They got involved in the offense, and not just about taking shots, but just about getting the passes around. You don't see that a lot in this game, getting the defenseman that involved.
Yeah, I've always been a big believer in it, especially on online hockey. I mean, it just opens up the ice going north-south in the offensive zone. Everybody starts chasing at that point, right? They're just like, oh, my God, he's got the puck. Oh, my God, I got to go. Then people leave their assignments, and it just leaves us wide open for one-timers or a quick one back-and-forth passing. So it just we try to get people moving, and if they move, we do work. If not, then, great players elevate and try and do stuff by themselves, and that's why our success was all year. We go north-south. If that's not going, we try.
Well, there goes Slick on that. So
Hopefully we get him back here, but yeah. There he is. Slick, you there? Slick? He's back.
Told you the iPad's gonna end up blowing up.
There
he
he
left
is.
us for Fortnite.
Yeah, he's too busy playing
Yeah,
Fortnite on
no.
his iPad.
There you are.
Go
Slick.
Mark's trying to get me. I don't know where I cut off, but we just try going north south, right? I mean, it just opens stuff up. People chase, and if that works, great. If not, great players elevate when it comes to crunch time. So, I mean, if they take that away, then we got to do it ourselves. And me, Woy, especially Woy. I mean, we can do it by ourselves at times too, right? So,
When in the third, when Gomark got that quick wrap and tied it at 1-1 in the third period there in Game 3, what was your guys' thinking? And then, so you guys could quickly get that lead back. What were you guys thinking?
I just said, give me the puck. At that point, I was like, give me the puck.
Simple.
You know what? I mean, I give Ottawa credit, man. They took my side away. They made Butch beat us and beat them, and I mean, they gave me a couple opportunities, and at that point, I just was like, screw this. I'm one-manning. I don't care.
You guys played a much different style in that third game in comparison to, say, the first and the second. Did you feel like you had to make a change after the close call in that second game?
I mean, we just, to be honest, like we don't practice, we don't do warm-ups. I mean, we only play league games, and I mean, we just do what's out there. What we see, we do. What we don't, and in times, we see it. At times, we don't see it. And it just, that third game, we just saw different things, and we just did it. I mean, I guess that's just what happens when you can do it. You just are able to play to the other team's style, what they're giving you. I mean, we're not a one-dimensional team. We can play 5, 6, 7 different styles, so it works for us.
Is the aggressiveness of Ottawa's forwards and their hitting, and as well as the defense, is that anything different from what you saw between your first two series with Dallas or Chicago?
Yeah, Dallas and Minnesota.
No, they played. It was Chicago and.
Oh yeah, too.
I don't even know who we played, to be honest. But I mean, yes, it is. I mean, I find that Ottawa does have a much better skill set than the teams we played earlier. Not to take away from the other teams, but yeah, I mean, they pressure hard, and in all honesty, we have great D. I mean, Desi stepped up, filled Eggs roll tonight. Sadine's a rock, and I mean, we trust them enough to still play aggressive when the other team's forechecking aggressive and get us the puck quick. And that's what they do. They just get it quick to the center, or if that's covered, they get it to us on the wings, and we just go from there. So I kind of like it that they forecheck hard, because it leaves me wide open to go one-on-one with Fox.
Wide
Like
open.
Superman versus his kryptonite.
Yeah, he was, but I was feeling it tonight. Tomorrow night he's going to shut me down probably, but we'll see.
So you up 3-0, and obviously you don't want to relax, but what do you guys what do you do anything different? You just go back at it the same way you did tonight?
Again, it's all what Ottawa does. I mean, we don't set a play style. We go off the other team, and we're going to see what they do. I mean, Game 4 is always the toughest one. The closing game is always the toughest one. I don't want it to go 5. I don't want it to go 6. I want it done in 4.
Mm-hmm. I want it done in 7.
No, I don't want it done in 7. I don't want to wait around until Friday. So we're going to make quick work, I think. I think we're going to try and finish it in Game 4. Hopefully we do. If not, I mean, we got to get everybody in tomorrow night, Game 4, right? So have a little bit of a different lineup, I think. But I'll tell you, I'll be in there. So I'll put the boys on my back this game.
All right, Slick. Well, listen, congrats on 3 really, really good games. You guys are playing very well, and best of luck tomorrow night in Game 4, and good luck to you boys.
Hey, I just got one thing to say. Who's next?
I think this is it. I think after this, you're done, right?
Put an all-star game team together. See if we can beat them.
Oh, there we go. That's
Retirement.
an option. Retirement. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Thanks, Slick.
We'll see.
You appreciate it, buddy. That's Too Slick joining in tonight as we get ready to wrap this one up. All right, boys. Now it's up to Ottawa to make this a series again. What do you got to do, Kaz? Besides score?
Not play. If I play, we lose. Just ask Dirty.
Yeah, Kaz, you play lefty. I'll play right D. We'll put Fox at right wing. We're gonna put the Kamikaze at center, and we're gonna put Mark in net. And we're just gonna call it a day.
I ain't done with that, any of that stuff. That's what I've been back last time I was in the finals. I ain't listening to my players about switching positions like that no more.
Well, you're not up 3-1 in this one, so I don't think that's really a problem. Hey, let's get an impartial view from Pliskin. We did this a couple of seasons ago, and we did see a team down 3-0. I don't think Colorado's going to take Ottawa lightly. What do you think the Senators have to do? I mean, what's the key for them to get back into this?
Like I touched on before, it's all offense. And right now, they don't have any. Right now, it's literally defense up to the blue line and then rinse and repeat. They haven't been able to get in there. They haven't been able to get anything started up. So that's going to be the key. They have to get in there. They have to get that puck moving. They have to make the Avalanche defense move around, because right now they're clogging the middle. They're not letting any shots in, no one-timers through, or any passes through. Sorry, and you got the 2D just watching the play like they're on the couch. Just they're not getting used. They have to be utilized.
Right. Absolutely. I think that's. I think you hit it. Yeah, put it in a nutshell there. It's very simple for Ottawa. They got to get everybody involved. They got to move the puck a lot quicker. They have to look at what Colorado did, quite honestly, tonight, and I think that'll be an opportunity for them to try and keep the puck moving, and hopefully they learn from tonight. We'll see what happens.
That's exactly what Colorado's doing. That's their strategy. They bring it in, they suck the D in, they open it up, and then they hit those one-timers that are wide open. The Senators got to do the same thing. The few that they did get off, Rancher made some huge saves on, but I feel if they start doing more, the defense will be open a lot more for the in-tight stuff, because they'll start expecting it. They'll start covering the D. That'll give you some opportunities up front and short. So yeah, you force them to start to change their style to compensate for what you're doing, and it's going to give you more opportunities down low.
You hear that, Dirty?
Fox and Noto, if you two are listening, I'm looking for both of you tomorrow night.
There you go.
Sticks on the ice, pucks in the back of the net. Let's go. Let's take it to Game 5.
All right, guys.
Speaking of Game 7s, for all you Caps fans, have fun Wednesday.
All right.
But one more thing before we go. Kaz, I know you're saying that Game 7, you're not going to make that same mistake again by playing the same night, but in this case, you would want to, don't you think?
I was a little different now, but...
Yeah, you want the opposite. You want to go for tomorrow.
But at the same time, that could give them, like, we'll say their top liner isn't available until 11 o'clock, and then all of a sudden their top line's available, but it isn't available Friday, so it's hard. I would have to talk to my guys about that one there. But
I tell you what, if it got to that, and I'm Colorado, I say no. We're going to wait till Friday. I would stop the momentum right there. Kind of what you should have done 2 seasons ago. That's my look. I think momentum on the same night is huge, and I think if for some reason that happens to them and it's 3-3, I say wait till Friday. If I'm Colorado, that's what I would do.
Exactly.
But all right, guys, let's wrap it up here. We will talk to you all tomorrow. Well, obviously, Jake's going to wind up playing in game number 4, but
don't remind me.
Hopefully, we get a chance to talk to you at some point tomorrow night. But
yeah, I'll hop on for the pregame show.
Yeah, sure. We may do a short one tomorrow night. You can just hear me
sweating. You can hear me. You'll probably hear me sweating. Like you'll just hear like little drips, almost like a faucet. That's just gonna be sweat pouring down my hand or my head onto my controller.
All right, guys, take it easy. We'll talk to you all tomorrow night again. It's TSibs saying so long. We appreciate you joining us tonight on the broadcast here, the SPNHL Stanley Cup Finals between Colorado and Ottawa. The Avalanche up 3-0 now, going into Game 4 tomorrow night. We'll be on the air with the pregame show. Time to be determined, probably around 8:45 tomorrow night. So tune in for that. Thanks for tuning in tonight. TSibs saying so long. For Pliskin and Kozmo and Jake, we'll talk to you tomorrow night.